Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. 15 men on a dead man's chest. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. 15 men on a dead man's chest. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. Rick and the devil had done with the rest. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. The mate was fixed by a bosun's pipe. The bosun framed with a marlin's spike, and Cookie's throat was marked belike. It had been ripped by fingers 10, and there they lay, all good dead men, like break of day in a boozing ken. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. 15 men of a whole ship's list. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. Dead and be damned, and the rest gone whist. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. The skipper lay with his knob in gore, where the scullion's axe in his cheek had shore, and the scullion he was stabbed 4 times more. And there they lay, and the soggy skies dripped all day long in upstaring eyes, at murk sunset and at foul sunrise. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. 15 men come stiff and stark. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. 10 of the crew had the murder mark. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. There was Tuttless swipe or an ounce of lead, or a yawning hole in a battered head, and the sculptor's gut with a rotting red. And there they lay, I damn my eyes, on lookouts clapped on paradise. All souls bound just contrary-wise. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. 15 men of them good and true. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. Every man Jack could have sailed with old Pew. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. There was chest on chest of Spanish gold, with a ton of flake in the middle hold, and the cabin's rot of stuff untold. And there they took the plum, with sightless glare and their lips strung dumb, while we shared all by the rule of thumb. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. Oh, 15 men on a dead man's chest. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. Rick and the devil had done with the rest. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. We wrapped them all in a mainsail tight, with twice 10 turns of a hawser's pipe, and we heaved them over and out of sight, with a yo-heave-ho and a fare-ye-well, and a sullen plunge in a sullen swell. 10 fathoms deep on the road to hell. Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum.
The sky was gray and cloudy, and the wind was from the west, when we spied a battered frigate with her tattered sail full dressed. They signaled they had letters home, they asked if we could take They dropped them in a barrel they left bobbing in their wake. We reefed the sails and slowed the ship to fish the barrel out. The old ship sailed to the distance, then we saw her come about. The captain watched through a spyglass when we heard him catch his breath, and we saw the storm a brewing had become a wall of death.
Turn the ship around, me boys, turn around and run. That storm, it wants a battle, and it's sure that we're outgunned. What of the ship that's out there, do we leave her to the gale? She's called the Flying Dutchman, and it's rays that fills her sails.
The thunder growled like demons and the lightning stabbed the waves, and the Dutchman, she leapt towards us riding fury from the grave. Our captain, he stayed at the wheel, the crew, they manned the lines, and still that ship and storm were quickly closing in behind. Our ship would crest a giant wave and crash to the trough below, and the crew held on to what they could, they were damned if they let go. The rain and sea and storm winds crashed against our ship with wrath, and from the deck of that cursed ship we could hear them laugh.
Turn the ship around, me boys, turn around and run. That storm, it wants a battle, and it's sure that we're outgunned. That ghostly ship is hunting us, it's bringing on the gale. She's called the Flying Dutchman, and it's race that fills her sails.
That was when we sighted land, it became a race with time. We believed in Santa Marta, the Dutchman closing in behind. Risk it all, the captain howled, it's the only chance we've got. Salvation if we make it, and our souls if we get caught. The storm was all around us and the Dutchman caught our wind. The beast nearly capsized us and we watched our strongmast bend. We were almost to the harbor, we could see the natural break, and each man wheeled her forward for they knew what was at stake.
Turn the ship around, me boys, turn around and run. That storm, it wants a battle, and it's sure that we're outgunned. That ghostly ship is hunting us, it's bringing on the gale. She's called the Flying Dutchman, and it's rage that fills her sails.
Once we charged into that harbor, the Flying Dutchman heaved away, and we heard their bitter screams, for the devil lost his prey. Once we made it safely to the leeward of the bay, we cracked that barrel open to see what those letters say. There must have been 100, and that's when we realized
Alrighty, we are live. Let me make sure my desktop mic is working. Cool, hello. Someone has the stream pulled up a little too loud if they have it pulled up, because I can hear myself.
No, that's muted. So
No, I have mine muted.
yeah, mine's muted too, so.
I believe Lewis is talking about the YouTube channel, because we don't have enough followers to sub to this channel. But leave us a follow on Twitch if you're on. We appreciate it. So. Alrighty, so last we left off, our party was, let's see, we had just entered Camp Righteous. They went through a very grueling trial trying to get to the back of a tomb, which didn't have too much in it, I guess you could say. It had one ceramic barrel in it. And after they got these, now I can definitely hear the stream. Okay. Who's that coming? Tim, I think it's coming from your end.
It's not.
It's his Christmas music, if you think that's what that is.
No, that ain't Christmas music. I had the volume too loud on the thing, so it wasn't even the stream. It was your own feedback coming out of the headphones, because these fucking headphones are fucking weird.
Okay,
They'll
so
pick up someone talking in the kitchen, and they'll pick up someone coming from themselves, but they won't pick up the music thing playing right next to them.
gotta love it. Anyways, so we last left off on Camp Righteous. They went through the tomb, found that ceramic barrel that had a weird substance in it. Got the barrel out safely, and when they got to the outside, upon inspecting the barrel, Tim seemingly tripped and knocked the barrel over. The liquid let off a whole bunch of smoke and then soaked into the earth. The party not being able to figure out what it was or what they lost. So that'll be a mystery just to chalk up there. But then we fought a pack of gnolls that really, they were just missing left and right. They were very poorly trained. There was one, what looked to be the lead gnoll, was able to get away with no issues. Just kind of a little annoyance for the party. And then we ended the last session with cannon fire coming out of the westward bank of the large river that we are by. And I believe that is where we were. Did I miss anything, guys?
I don't think so. I mean, last we left off, I had just got hit by a cannonball. Flash damage.
There he is.
Okay, yeah, you were in the blast radius. You didn't get hit direct. You were in the blast radius.
Right.
So, alright, I will move you guys over.
Where's that?
And... Camp Righteous, we are back, everybody. Okay, so, as you all will be able to see momentarily as I adjust the map.
Oh, that's new.
So,
That ship's a lot closer than I remember it being.
I don't remember those things in the boat.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing any of that shit last time. What the fuck?
well, now that you guys are able to pay attention, because you weren't in combat, this ship very casually snuck up. Why the fuck is this here? I love issues. Okay, anyways, so, the cannonballs shatter. Laurel, you were actually, I think you were up here. You got moved for some reason. So Laurel was knocked prone because he was within the blast radius. The rest
Wait,
of...
did he get knocked off?
No, he didn't
No,
get
he
knocked
was
off.
up on the
Yeah,
floor.
he was on the knee.
Carrie
Oh.
was over there.
What was
Yeah, 'cause it hit right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or right here.
So-
and it splashed.
Yeah, he was trying to shoot the null from above.
Oh, okay. So, Laurel was right there. Laurel, you are knocked prone right now. Everybody else, as you direct your attention to this new sound of possible danger, you look to the west on the bank and you see a large galleon. Modified in different ways. You know, different. Many of the galleons that you've all seen have a lot of ballista-like turrets on them. This one only has the one ballista turret on the front. The one that normally comes on the rear has been removed, and there's a lot of cargo there. You see that this galleon's also been modified with cannons along the inside, so it looks more like a, I guess you could say, more modern galleon. It has roughly about, quickly counting, somewhere between around 8 to 10 cannons, not between, but around there, on the side that you can see. And only firing 3 shots, kind of suspicious. You see atop of the galleon, you can only see the 5 members of the crew, which you can see there on the screen. Within the holes where the cannons are, you can see a lot of more faces kind of peeking out to try to aim the cannon a little bit better and whatnot. As you all turn to prepare yourself for whatever's going on, a very small creature, from your point of view, maybe 2.5 feet, maybe 3 foot tall at most, standing or hanging off the central mast with a crossbow in his hand, yells out,
Drop ye weapons or I will kill you all.
No.
Is it our turn to act?
Yeah, I'm knocked out, so I can't do anything.
No. What do we get out of it?
Well, I mean, they have us outgunned with the cannons, but I think we might need to I don't know where to go from here.
I yell, Captain Gooble? Is that you?
Who knows my name? I will kill you for speaking me.
You and your tricks, old
is
Captain.
Google.
It's me, Draken.
I hear the voice coming from behind the tent. Come out slowly.
I'm still trying to figure out who the fuck names their child Google.
Don't insult the goblin to his face.
I don't think he can hear me. I'm surprised you can.
So as you step out, you do recognize it to be Captain Gooble, his first mate Uthril, and some of the other lessers upon top of the boat that you do not know. You see one new face
We
that
don't
you
get their backstories.
no. You see one new face that you do not recognize on the boat. Nope, that's not high enough. Okay. He looks over at you and he goes, Draken, is that you?
What's the expedition for? And the cannon fire?
Well, we seen there
We
was
mean
a
you no
party.
harm.
We wanted to join and maybe take some riches.
Well, unfortunately, there wasn't much here.
I think they killed a hellspawn. He looks pretty not moving.
Well, I guess
Rub
we're
some
being
salt in
hellspawn.
there.
Hey, Chris, be happy.
Well, any friends of Drakens are friends of mine. Stand down, my men. And Google climbs down from his ladder and walks over to join. Followed.
Oh, so I lean over to Tim and quietly say, "Don't insult the goblins."
I don't insult goblins.
So now,
I hope so. There's like 50 of them.
getting a closer look at these two, you see Captain Google, as you now know him, as a whole. Like I said, very short, little over 2.5 foot, not quite 3. You see his first mate, whose name you do not know, a very tall, tall for
I thought
standard.
you said we knew his first mate's name. It was like,
I think he means you guys.
You
don't
guys
know.
don't. Draken knows his first mate.
I get that. I thought you were talking to him.
I lean over again. Especially don't fight him.
Can he drink well?
He can lift a cart, and he's gotten into more bar fights than bars we've gone to.
I like him already.
So looking closely now, like I said, Google, relatively small. Uthril, like exact opposite. Extremely tall, stands about 7 feet. Extremely thick muscles and a very dumb look on his face. So, Draken, what brings you here?
Loot, booty, the usual.
Ah, fun, a man of culture, as always. Well, if you would like to partake in an expedition, we know just south of here, there is a camp that is minimally guarded, and it's supposed to have a lot of shiny weapons in it.
Sounds good to me. Show of hands.
Sorry, when I was not paying attention, I was talking to the elf.
Here's the short. Anyone want to join the goblin pirates as we go down river?
Sure.
You mentioned pillaging a place. Who resides in this place?
Just people?
That seems fair enough to me. I think we should go.
We do have our own, journey we're making here.
Well, don't we have to go down river for said journey, though? It's free. It's free transportation.
So you didn't notice it before, but now the very large dog-like creature walks up behind and sits right behind Google. Icarus Bark, you know this as a warg. Draken Van Hoff, you also know this as his pet, Google's pet. Warg, whatever you want to call it.
How far downriver are we supposed to be traveling?
I don't know. It's Hugh. He knows.
As we recall, last session, Hugh Hackenstone is missing.
Oh yeah, where'd that go? He disappeared. Wait,
I
real
mean,
quick.
as far as
Do
this
we-
pillaging is concerned.
Wait, when did Hugh come up missing? I thought he was in the temple
He ditched
with
me.
us.
He ditched me. Remember, I turned around and he was gone. Which I was gonna ask. Should we check the holes? Well, come on. He missed them the first time. You really think he wouldn't the second?
I have a feeling we would have heard him by now if he was in the pits.
Yeah, that's true. The dwarf's very loud.
I'm sure he'll appear when he's ready.
Like a lot of others.
Right.
Just about, I guess. Who are we talking about?
Our one-on-one dwarf.
Angry one-handed dwarf. Not that big a deal.
I mean, if you remind him that we forget that he has only one arm every now and then, it seems like a big deal.
Oh, Well, I mean, I could always use the help in the hands. It would be a great pleasure to fight alongside you all.
We still haven't been given any information on what you're asking of us.
What more information do you need? There is a camp to the south.
Where are we going? Who are we
It is
attacking?
south. It is humans. No one likes humans.
Same could be said about you.
Oh, I know no one likes my kind, which is why I have a boat to shoot people with.
What if we're partial to humans?
Well, I mean, we're killing them and taking their stuff.
Come on, jungle rules.
I think I could use the exercise and just walk.
I agree with them. Walking's not so bad.
Well, I mean, we could always split the loot 50-50. Half for your party, half for mine. There's supposed to be a lot of stuff there.
I think we're good. I don't think we're looking for this sort of trouble.
It's not trouble at all.
There's no trouble. Why do you keep so many secrets?
What have I not told you?
To be fair,
So,
he
haven't
has
told
told
us
us he's going to attack
where
humans.
or who.
Take the loot, and it's south. So
You say they're
I think
human. you
they're
don't tell
looking
us
for an alignment
what human.
question, Captain. Would you say they be good or evil or
Oh,
what?
that's
I just
all a
wanna
matter
know
of perspective.
Who the humans are? How far downriver?
yeah, I mean, good is the term of like.
Because I don't think we'd be asked for help if it wasn't extremely
I mean,
dangerous.
help others, and evil is nuns.
Well, okay, so it's roughly. Let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40. It's about another day's travel on my boat downriver, so another 50 miles or so. So it's pretty far south. But like I said, I need the help not because it's difficult, but because I don't have a lot of people that know how to fight on land.
So you're just strictly naval?
Most of my people, yes, but there are a couple of us that are pretty handy on land, and I could just use a couple more.
Besides being lightly defended, what else do you know about these humans you're going to attack?
Let's see. I know that they have several captives, that could be very valuable, that I could sell. And
Slaves. You mean slaves?
not necessarily. Some of them might be prisoners of war. But yeah, mostly slaves.
I mean, the more he speaks, the more he's kind of convincing me, not gonna lie.
Really? Because I was actually getting the opposite.
I'm still.
I mean, we liberate the captives, they go to a better life. It's I don't know. Anybody else's head kind of hurting.
This is a man of culture, I can tell. And he's pointing at Tim.
Well, we know you don't have good, let's say, character judgment.
Anybody else's head kind of like just hurting slightly.
Here, how's this? It's late in the day. We all kind of like, we just set up camp here together. You can mingle with myself and my crew. And we can discuss this over a fine dinner supplied by me.
Mr. Draken, can you come here and talk to me for a second?
What's up?
Take your
Oh,
time.
I'm whispering.
Talk it over.
Okay. So what's this guy like? Is he a slave trader? Is he just a pirate? Like, because I mean, he's got some good points, and then he's got some bad points. Like, I mean, I'm trying to figure out. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out what we're doing.
Dan, you're back up now.
I would assume so. I was conversing with.
You could watch us become irrelevant vertically instead of horizontally now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just yelling from the ground. No one noticed.
Seriously,
I'll say to Tim, I assumed he was a pirate before, but that's as much as I could presume. I do know that we can't really fight them because I think the captain and first mate alone could probably kill us all, but...
Oh, no, yeah, probably.
At this point, he kind of looks over at Dan. He goes, seems like my warning shot might have been a little too close for a warning. Here, take this. And he throws you a potion of healing, Dan.
Okay. I catch it and I take a swig.
Take 2d4 plus 2 healing.
Seriously, though, does like anybody else's head hurt just a tiny bit?
Well, I know I'm about half dead as it stands right now, so...
2d4 what?
2d4 plus 2.
You know what? I'll be fine. Don't worry about it. I think I took a couple of hard hits in that last battle.
Actually, did you get hit? I think I was the only one hit, besides the cannonball.
I think I'm pretty sure one that hit me.
Oh wait, Lewis got hit too, but that was an arrow to the shoulder.
He didn't get it by his own arrow. But no, I definitely got hit. I most definitely, yeah. No. Definitely something hit me.
Okay, this one I say aloud. Charlie, check. Who got hit?
That raised
by
my hand.
what?
The nulls.
Oh, are you talking about the furry creature that ran away from you guys after you couldn't hit him?
Yes, my good man. And I point to him. Yes, that's what we're talking about.
Ah, that is a very strong man that lives here in the south.
He's an asshole.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
I bet you what he did with that arrow to your elven friend here, he couldn't do with my cannonballs, which is why you should join me.
See, now if you were telling us we were going to go kill him, then maybe it would be different.
I mean, maybe he's there. I don't know where he went exactly.
Why not pick him up on the way? Like, just find him, kill him.
How about
and then
this?
Go on the expedition still. Like, I mean, he's got good points. He's got free food.
How about this? I have an even better idea. You will help me with my troubles, and I will help you track and kill this fur man.
See? A businessman.
I go over to the group and quietly say, well, it's up to you guys. It's like, I could go either way.
I'm kind of just sitting there,
He seems
twitching
awfully
kind of
desperate.
bit.
How far did you say downstream? This
50
is?
miles.
Yeah,
50
50
miles?
miles. It's a few days travel on foot if you're heading south anyways. At least it'll help you guys out with your travels.
We at least might not hear, hello? Hello?
Oh, God.
You're
actually,
hearing
next time I see
that too.
Okay, see, yeah, no, that dude's an asshole too. He just stole all my shit.
I've never found him. I just shoot my cannonballs wherever
Oh.
it happens.
Oh, he's an asshole to take all your shit. No, like, I'm serious.
And he-
Like I said, at this point, I'm like kind
He,
of going closer to the captain to talk with him.
he kind of perks up and he's like, I'd like to see him try. His chest is kind of puffed out.
I mean, if you can hit him, man, more power to you. Like, honestly.
See, I wasn't even trying to hit you guys, and I still hit your red friend over there.
Yeah, the Hellspawn's tough though. He's taking harder hits.
I disagree, but that's not the point. What do we say? Do we have a deal?
All right. I'll be in favor.
That's one. Come on, guys, free food, and let loot, free loot, and food.
Are you Porky Pig or something? Or
Well, probably, he kept here for the night. We'll find out.
I took a real hard hit in that last battle. That just
We'll decide in the morning.
so we're gonna take a short rest or full. I don't know what time it is.
Right
think it
about
was
now,
late evening.
the sun is starting to set right about now.
Okay.
Well, if we stay in here, since we do still have dead null bodies, I think we should loot those.
Yes.
Figure that out.
Well, okay. Here's the thing. If we stay here on land and rest the night, I mean, well, obviously we're still gonna have people keep watch, and those other goblins might come back.
Well, see, here's what I say. If you want to have people keep watch, I have at my disposal about 40 very mediocre land fighters. They are great at keeping watch, though. They can tell us when stuff's going to happen.
That's
Yeah, we don't know how well we can trust you yet.
That's what you need in a watchman is tell you when stuff's
You
gonna
can
happen.
trust me as much as you can trust any person you meet in the middle of a jungle.
That's
I
not
mean,
very
we trust Tito.
Well,
I'm-
he
You trust
is
Tito.
another totally different case.
I mean, I trust Tito. I like Tito. Yeah. Eat him.
Either way, it
But
looks like we're going
Tito.
to stay the night and rest from our previous adventures, and we'll decide in the morning if you're staying port here.
I will gladly stay port and have a restful evening with you. I believe my men would like some time on land to just kind of relax and not have to deal with the bumpiness of the waves.
Does that sound good to everyone?
Yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
wonderful.
That'll work.
All right.
Alrighty.
I'm just gonna go ahead and
So,
pitch up in one of these
Well, if
tents
we're
with you.
staying, let's loot the 7 nulls we killed and get whatever we can from them.
Yeah.
you go do that. I will go prepare dinner. Who likes merfolk? I have plenty of it. And he walks away and just like kind of claps his hand a couple of times. And God damn it, whoever put this fucking... Who put the smoke here?
The tent was on fire. Okay.
Okay, I get that, but I couldn't grab my guys.
When
Well, I didn't know you were gonna put the guy there. That's why I put the smoke there. There was nothing there.
all right,
I'm deleting the
anyway.
smoke.
That's fine.
Alright.
As long as the fire.
So they
At
walk
this
away.
rate, the fire is going to probably.
So at this point, you can see closely the specifically you, Draken, Gubul gets to the top, back on his ship on the deck, and he kind of leans in towards the guy that you don't recognize, and Katog, Gubul whispers to you, "Keep an eye out on the Dragonborn. I don't trust him." He goes underneath.
Okay.
I lean over to Tim. He doesn't trust you.
That's fine.
I lean over. I don't trust you either.
That's
He
fine.
doesn't like you. I don't
friend
like you
doesn't
either.
Hey, I saw that play. That was a good play. Hey, God, seriously, does anybody else's head hurt?
Anyway, are we gonna do a little loading before we rest? I suppose.
Yes, you guys
let's
go ahead
loot
and
the
start
bodies and
deciding-
then cut them up and eat them.
Go ahead, decide. Do your investigation rolls, and I will decide what we find. From the ship, you hear, "All right, men, it's time to take your shore leave. We are camping here for the night." Wow, what is your name? Little man under the deck, bring out food for our fine guests. So those of us on the boat, we can go off, take our shore leave. Most people are gonna stay on the boat because I'm not gonna get out how many fucking people he has on this thing. 7-19. That's a good investigation.
Are we all rolling investigation?
Anyone who wants to loot, roll investigation. 8.
Hey, Animal Man. How hard did that one hit? That strong one.
How hard did what hit?
That animal thing. Like, I have a pounding in my head, and I know you're like pot doctor.
Oh,
Is this because he drank the crap?
no, he has a pounding in his head because the knoll that you guys couldn't hit punched him in the face.
Oh, well. I'm sure that didn't help either.
Yeah, no, neither of those helped.
I'm gonna look him over and see how badly injured he is.
Make a medicine check.
I was really hoping that barrel was just like a barrel of kerosene, and like Tim's over there just drinking it up.
25. Tim may have a cracked skull. Okay, so looking about, Icarus, you actually find some medicinal herbs, and you know that they can be used to extract poisons, anything like that. Lou, why did you make a death save?
Playing with the buttons. No, don't mind me.
Okay.
Lou's just slowly dying of cancer. That's what that is.
So you found some medicinal herbs, and you also found one actual healer's kit too, which you can use to stabilize somebody without having to use any spells. Laurel, you find a you're able to find a standard spear, and then you also find 26 silver and I'll say 195 copper.
I'm assuming that's coming through, so I'm just gonna.
Yeah,
How much silver? 26?
26 silver and 195 copper.
Okay, yep.
Tim, ruler of the Rexes, you're only able to find about 90 copper. And let's see.
I was really hoping for some new armor,
Unfortunately.
or you know, a magical item that would benefit me well.
So, then Kund Thor and Draken both rolled 8s.
How much did you say I found?
95 copper.
All right.
So Kund Thor, you find this relatively, like, it doesn't look in any good condition at all. It's been heavily used. It's got some dents in it, but you find a completely metal dagger. Not like a standard dagger that kind of, you know, has like a wood base or anything like that. The entire thing from top to bottom is strictly metal, and it's got one gem kind of embedded in the side of it. It's really kind of scraped up. So you got dagger and Draken Van Hoff. You find different bits and pieces of metal armor. You find a shoulder plate. So a little bit of leggings. Probably enough to be, I'd say, give or take 10 pounds of metal in all. And then you also find 80 copper.
Okay.
Alrighty, that is everybody, I believe. K-Tog, you can take your shore leave if you'd like to go anywhere. Gubul and let's see, him and his clan are just gonna kind of chill down here. They got a little fire pit that they're building. Shit.
I'll be back in 2 seconds. Yeah, just assume I'm basically melting iron and looking for gunpowder.
Got it. Alrighty, so for the first watch, here, let me get. Where the fuck? Oh, there they are. Okay. Alrighty, so for the first watch, you see one, and actually, a human walks out from. 2 humans walk out from the boat. Kind of shocking to see these humans working with a goblin, but it works. Unfortunately, James the Catcher, it's a closed group. If you would like to follow and stay along for a while, maybe eventually, but right now it's just some close friends that are playing. You see one of the men he is extremely pale. Both of these guys are. It doesn't really look like they ever come out and see the sun.
Look like slaves from the underground.
Give or take, maybe. But both of them come out and they say they will take the first watch. You guys can decide what you want to do, whether or not you trust the captain and his men.
I will take first watch for our group.
Alrighty. Where is the camp? Okay.
I would take watch for our group first. Just.
I build a fire over here. Yeah, build a.
I'm
Based
back.
off my medical diagnosis, Tim, really need to rest.
Nah, I'll be okay for
Your
just that
skull
hour.
looks like it's fairly well damaged, and there's a decent amount of swelling.
Taking harder hits.
God love it.
Look, just give me an hour to just cool down for a minute, and then I'll go to sleep and I'll rest. I just need to stay up for a second. My eyes are kind of twitchy.
Okay.
Hey, Lewis, how much you want for that dagger minus the gem?
I'm very fond of this new dagger. I'm going to hold on to it for a minute.
Okay, no problem then.
Cool. Alrighty. So, for the first watch, what is everybody going to be doing? Tim said he's taking watch.
I'm going to rest.
I'm always awake, so I'll also be watching
Okay.
and resting at the same time.
So, Alora, you're tending to light labor. Kund Mathor, you're entering your meditative state. Draken Van Hoff, you said you're smelting down metal and trying to find some gunpowder.
Yeah.
So, Icarus Bark, what are you going to be doing?
I'm gonna go do a little foraging in the woods.
Okay, so you go off, do your foraging. You can make a survival check, see what you're able to find. But seems to be the captain. He is offering his campfire up to you guys. So with ease, Icarus, you're not Icarus. Draken, you're able to set up a little pot to kind of start melting down your stuff. And he offers, because you are friends with him, he does offer a little bit of gunpowder. So he gives you probably about I'll say enough gunpowder for 2 batches. So.
I asked him, "You got any metal I could trade you for? I have coin."
I use all my metal for those shiny holes that you see in the side of my boat. Oh, unfortunately, I need that part. So foraging around, you're able to find Icarus Bark. You're able to find enough vine and whatnot to make probably about 20 foot of what we would consider hempen rope. So you got a little bit of rope now. You're able to find 2 rations worth of different fruits, berries, stuff like that. It's really kind of a dry area, not a whole bunch of stuff around here.
Okay.
So. And you hear the captain speak up. So, who wants to come join me by the fire and have lovely conversations and get to know each other? And he has this really, for this time, he's actually kind of smiling. You can see his face. His teeth are, extremely yellow and extremely pointy, like he almost files them down, kind of. He's got yellow eyes. He's got a very gnarly, and he didn't have this last time you saw him, Icarus, but a very gnarly slash down his left eye. He's looks like he's seen better days. So that did not sound good. Make a stealth check.
Alright, I guess I'll join them by the fire.
That's enough. So you re-enter with no problem, sir. Okay. Yeah, that is no problem. That passes. Okay, so we're all around the fire. Icarus, you're out kind of foraging. What are we all doing around the fire and around the camp and whatnot?
I'm still kind of scanning and watching since I'm technically still on first watch.
Okay. Okay, if you want to make a perception check, you can.
Okay.
16? Okay. Alright. So, the first watch begins to go about. Not much happens. You do hear faint howls, very similar to earlier, so you all now recognize these as gnolls. The captain sends out several of his archers just to kind of like watch that side a little bit better. Seems he kind of knows he kind of knows of the gnolls in the area, and he doesn't like dealing with them in close combat as much. Okay, cool. Alrighty. So while sitting around the fire, who is having a fight in the background?
I think it's my fucking retarded cousin bouncing the ball.
You know, you could always switch it to push to talk.
How do I do that?
It's in settings. So you
Very bottom where you see your name, hit the settings.
and then hit voice and video, and switch to
What
push
the
to
fuck
talk.
are you doing?
I seen what you were doing.
Alright, well stop bouncing the goddamn ball, you know how loud that is?
I didn't know.
Damn. Okay. James the Catcher, thank you for the follow. We all appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Okay. So, sitting around the fire, Google is telling different stories about when they were traversing different seas. He catches you all up. Some information that most of you did not know. That war has broken out within the Empire again. There's a little faction on the northern side that seems to disagree with how the Empire is running the civilization and different provinces. So it's kind of like a rebellion war, and he lets Tim know that the Dragonborn from the Western Mountains are actually helping supply the rebels. The world seems lively. Not much word has come from the kingdoms of the East. They seem like they're trying to avoid the Empire as much as they can, more or less. Most likely out of fear, because as of right now, from everyone's knowledge, the Empire is the strongest faction on the globe, almost. And
Do you know who's leading the Dragonborns giving the supplies?
I don't know his name. He wasn't an old Dragonborn. He was relatively young. He was of white in color. He's kind of seems a little skittish, really. He's doesn't seem like the leader type. But I know the rebels are supportive of him.
I see. I'll have to write home and find out.
It'll probably be relatively hard to get a letter out there these days. The Empire, I mean, I am just a pirate and I know about this. The Empire is well aware that the Dragonborn are helping.
So much for the progress we've made with them to stay out of our borders.
No, I believe, from what I hear, the Empire had sent another brigade through the mountains, and they didn't come out the other side, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yes, I know. The few stragglers that came from the last one we cut down rather quickly.
Ah, that is what we all hear. And he goes on, continues telling different stories, passes it, then Uthril, as you learn his name, kind of takes over a little bit, and he tells stories of a few bar fights that he was in. He tells one story where one guy had hit him from the back, and he knocked him over and flipped an entire wagon over on top of the guy, with just like barely any effort. He tells you stories of bar fights that he was in where he was outnumbered 4-1, and came out with just a bloody lip. He's he's bruised and battered a little bit. You meet K-Tog sitting around the campfire. He tells a few stories of himself. He just kind of joined up to have some fun and adventure and make a little bit of money along the way.
There you go. Sounds good.
Did you have a better one? Because we didn't have too much yet.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Orcs.
Half orcs, not full orc.
Yeah.
I did notice you had some orc in you.
It's pretty
These guys are it's goblins, right? That the guys on the boat.
There's goblins, humans, and orcs.
Oh, it's a mix.
Kind of
Okay,
Yeah, it's a mixture.
gotcha. I thought it was just a crew of goblins.
No, there is throughout the night. You will have seen them kind of come off and like taking different shifts and whatnot. So you notice that there is actually a decent mix. So everyone on the top at the first notice was mostly goblin, along with the one orc and the one half orc. Throughout the night, the different guys coming from underneath. You notice several humans, a halfling, and then most of them are still goblins and orcs. I'd say humans and human and the halfling. There's probably about, I guess 9 humans, 1 halfling, and the rest of the 40 crew members are all orcs or goblins. So, it's a relatively healthy ship. So, alright, so that'll be the first watch. Nothing much happened. Who would like to take the second watch? And what else would the rest of us like to do?
Let's see. Let me look at my inventory real quick.
Gubul and Uthrail are both going to go to sleep in the ship. They got beds in there. The goblins are gonna chill down here still, talking. Dogs following Gubil.
Alright, forgot I have to push to talk now. Tim's going to curl up next to the foot and fall asleep.
Okay. Do that with no issue.
K-Tog will go onto this ship and sleep.
Okay. Tim, make a perception check.
I guess there.
No, God. Okay.
Ooh.
So
I see all.
Tim, as you curl up at the foot, you feel something kind of like start coming up your right arm. Very small, 8-legged. It has a bit of fur on it.
I stab it with my dagger.
Roll an attack.
You're not even gonna look first?
Calling up his army.
Does that hit? I don't know if that hit. Oh no, that hits. So you pull your dagger out and just pin it to the floor, and all of a sudden you see for a split second a tiny spider. Go ahead and roll damage.
Give me a second. I'm gonna figure out which dagger I used.
I don't even know how much health this thing has.
If my ship would load, okay, I'm gonna use the +2, so that's 1d4
okay.
plus 6. Oh yeah, I forgot to add the +9, so.
You're fine. You hit it. You hit it with the before that 15. So, there's a roll damage. Okay, yeah, that'll definitely do it. So you just drive this dagger down into the tiny, tiny little tarantula, as you can now identify it. You see a little flash, and all of a sudden, your dagger is just buried into Icarus bark.
It's
Did
not
nobody see
funny,
the meme I
Animal
sent?
Man.
What meme are we talking about?
I think it's in our mod
Oh,
chat.
yeah, it is. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
I saw it, yes.
I knew it was going to happen as soon as I heard a spider.
It's not funny, Animal Man.
Oh, I got a good laugh out of it.
God. Oh, that is...
Well, that's going on. Can I do a tinker check to see if I construct a gun?
Yeah, go ahead and roll Tinker's check.
Are you okay, Animal Man?
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
So you kind of get one together. You aim it, and like you're kind of trying to adjust the sights a little bit, and it just kind of falls apart in your hands. Oh. Alrighty. So, Lewis, are you still meditationing?
That would be correct.
Okay. So at this part, those of you who are of consciousness, you can smell a different kind of aroma. Not one that you've smelt before. Kind of a weird mix between the smell of fish cooking and the smell of a steak cooking. It's really different. Tim, it actually kind of awakes you from your slumber because this is weird. And the cook from the boat, who is a very pale gray orc, he has this leather robe on, or leather apron on, and some pants, and he doesn't have an actual shirt on. But he comes around and he's handing you all this chunk of meat, which you can only assume is the meat of merfolk, like Gulbul described.
I'd just chow down.
Okay. Does anyone else take it?
I do not.
Okay.
I don't eat merfolk, so
Okay, so you don't take it. So Lewis is unresponsive, so he just plops one in Lewis's lap. And he hands one to the Zorbo. The Zorbo kind of sniffs it for a second and throws it aside, and goes back to eating his tree. Tim, so you will take 5 temporary hit points on top of your max HP.
Sweet.
Alrighty, so the cook leaves and goes back to the ship. We go through the second watch. So Laurel, you're taking second watch. No one ever said that.
I'm always watching. I'm always up, walking around doing whatever.
Okay.
I can't sleep.
Alright, so you can go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay.
Oh, God. Oh, thank God, because they rolled horribly. Alrighty, so for this second watch...
Is there another spider?
No. So for the second watch, Icarus, what are you doing? You just chilling by the fire with the rest of the crew?
I'm gonna cast Good Berry. Need a berry myself and give one to Zorbo.
Oh, okay. Well, Zorbo, as soon as you start the incantation, before you can call him over, the Zorbo immediately notices what you're doing. It just kind of runs over and plops down next to you.
God damn it, Pavlov.
So for the second watch, Draken, you attempted to construct your gun. Laurel's taking watch. Kunme Thor is still meditating. K-Tog, what are you doing for the second watch?
For the second watch?
Yeah. The first watch, you kind of just chilled at the fire with everybody.
Oh, I went on the ship and I was sleeping.
Oh, okay, so you're sleeping now. Alrighty,
Yeah.
cool. So throughout the second watch, You hear different noises coming from the north of Laurel. Every once in a while, it seems like the old man kind of creeps into the back of your head. You kind of look in the direction. You mention something to the pirate that's next to you. He walks out there. He doesn't find anything. That happens several times through the 2 hours. And you can also hear this really deep voice creeping into the back of your head every... probably happens twice in the 2 hour period. Kind of mixed in with the old man's voice at times. You can't really make out what it's saying. It sounds vaguely familiar, and it's... whatever it is extremely upset. I'll say that. Okay.
Oh boy.
So, time for the third watch. We'll do third and final. We'll only do 3 watches tonight. So, they will switch out. So for the final watch, Icarus, what are you doing?
Sleeping.
Sleeping, okay. Zorbo's going to cuddle up next to you and sleep next to you. Dan, aside from taking watch, do you want to do anything around the campsite, anything like that? At this point, Gubul and Uthril have woken up, and they're out and about. Dan? Hello?
Somebody pushes buttons, not talking.
Did he die? Okay. Alright, so I guess Dan's dead.
Lost Dan.
Yep, Dan's gone. So Lewis, for the final watch, are you staying meditating?
No, I'll come up and take watch.
Okay, you'll come up and help watch. As you come back to, there's just this chunk of meat sitting in your lap. It's cold. Got a fly on it.
Hey, I'm going to toss it aside.
Okay. Alrighty, so I'll have you... You can make a perception check, Lou. Dan doesn't get one because he's not here. Not talking. Alrighty, perception 7.
Well, that wasn't much.
God. I'll roll for the other guys. No, natural 1. And okay. Alrighty. This is gonna be a fun one. So, throughout this final watch, oh, Tim, are you sleeping or are you waking up and doing something? What are you doing?
Tim is sleeping, but not peacefully.
Okay, so Tim is dreaming of spiders. Got it.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Draken Van Hoff, for the final watch, what are you doing?
Question: what is how bad is exhaustion?
It's not good.
It is not. So, whenever you take 1 point of exhaustion, all of your ability checks will be at a -1 until your next long rest.
Fine, I guess I'll just eat and sleep then.
Okay, eat and sleep. Got it. Alrighty, so eating and sleeping. Are you eating rations from yourself? Are you partaking in the crew? What are you doing?
I'll just use my own.
Using your own. Got it. Okay. Okay. So the final watch goes off. You guys don't hear anything per se. Every once in a while you see something just outside of your field of vision with the dark creeping in. You hear, at one point in the night, you hear a very loud, very close screech that kind of startles the party, but nothing comes of it. The pirate archers kind of ready their bows, waiting for anything that they can see come forward, and nothing ever does. So they just assume that whatever it was left. Alrighty. So, we are now in the morning. Everybody is waking up. Is Dan back yet?
I'm back. Sorry, I had a phone call.
Oh, okay. So, but alright, so we are all now waking up. The fire is put out. As you all kind of come to, most of the goblins are on the ship. Let's see. Yeah, he's back there. Gulbul is not. Gulbul and the first mate are kind of waiting by the now burnt down tent.
So, question: what of my head injury?
Is this a DM question or?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Well, you took a long rest. You fully healed. You're fine.
Alright, so I'm fucking Wolverine. Got it.
I'm gonna roll to see how many charges I get back on my staff.
Go ahead. Beautiful. Alrighty. So, I'm not sure what you mean. I will say that. But, with that person getting that reply, so as dawn breaks, what is everybody doing?
Stretching my legs, rubbing my eyes.
So none of the goblins are near us right now. They're all on the boat.
All of them are on the boat, aside from Gulbul and Uthril, who are right here on the shore. They're just kind of talking with each other.
Okay, I'm gonna motion for Kun Maethor, Laurel, and Tim to come join us.
Okay.
Tim
I close
does
my
so.
book, put it in my back, and get up, start walking over.
Oh, there he is. I gotta delete this guy. He went back under the ship. Okay.
Tim and Kun Maethor, are you joining us?
Yes.
You have control of your guy. Right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think he was waiting for you to move your guy.
Yeah, I kind of was.
Sorry, Tim was texting.
Tim, no texting during D&D. It's more important.
No, I'm trying to deal with who's where.
Okay.
Alright. So I'm gonna talk very quietly here so the goblin people don't hear us. My biggest concern is these are the goblins that we just chased out of this camp.
Well, there are a number of goblins on the ship, but there are also a number of others, orc and humans, which we didn't see any of initially.
Even so, they wouldn't know it was us who chased them out.
That is true. They most likely wouldn't, but we have remained here since then. They fled so quickly that we weren't able to identify them either.
We could have just come upon the knoll after they had chased them away.
Well, Tyler, I know the heraldry of the pirates, so wouldn't I have been able to distinguish between the goblins we chased out and these ones?
Make a history check.
Okay, 1 second. Don't even know what history is on my thing. Okay.
So for Beans,
19.
I have never heard of Fantaxi Grounds. With a 19, you're easily able to tell that it's not the same party. The goblins that you chased out earlier were more ragtag. Kind of seems like a group that just kind of got thrown together in the heat of passion. To whereas you know the ship, everyone that is on that ship has been recruited, and are more professional.
Okay, so I guess I just relay that to them.
Okay, with that in mind, what do you guys want to do? I have no intent of pillaging or raiding innocent people.
Populous are the humans in this area.
To be fair, he did say they were heavily armed. I doubt they were that innocent if they're heavily armed. I'm not saying they're good or bad, but...
We are in Schult, which is a pretty dangerous territory. You'd almost have to be heavily armed to some extent to reside in this country.
Well,
so we were talking about doing virtual.
Here's my
tabletop
only
simulator.
concern with it is,
but we're
or
kind
my
of
only
back and
reasoning for
forth on that a
going
little
would
bit.
be to speed our travels south.
I do
But
agree.
as
I
it
am.
stands, we're still missing our guide, so I don't know that we have a choice not to take the boat right now.
The only thing I would advise is that we be very careful, because, like I said to Tim, I'm pretty sure the captain and the first mate could probably take us all on themselves. Nonetheless, when I was on the ship, there was about 50 or so of them in total. So, and we wouldn't want to be stuck on a ship with them or with the ship nearby for them to blast us with it.
All right. Well, we'll look into it for sure. This is just
So
what we
I would
had set
advise
up
either
before we
we
started
at
streaming.
least pretend and then sneak away from them, or just part ways.
What's the consensus here?
I said we go with them for now and see what lies ahead.
I agree with
You
the
still have your stealth spell, don't you? We can make a hasty escape if we feel the need.
Yes, I do have that prepared. All right. It looks like we're going sailing.
Quick question: does anyone get particularly seasick? Tim?
No, I do not get seasick, if that's what you're asking. And even if I fall overboard, I'm not going to drown.
So Beans, as of right now,
That's true.
Our
you can't,
group in
you
particular
can't drown. You
is
still
just
have
playing
your
with close friends.
water walking rig.
If you want to stay around and become a
But we're not turning around to pick you up, so
regular
you're gonna have to
follower,
run
there
really
is
fast.
we will be in the future holding follower sessions. We're
I'll
just
take
still
note of
relatively
that.
new to this and trying to get a hang of a decent schedule.
We can't throw a rope though.
You saw him drop a super valuable urn. You really think he can manage holding onto a rope?
Well, I mean, he wouldn't be in the water, he'd be on top of the water, so it's possible.
And I didn't drop it. I tripped over a rock into it.
Well, thank you for the follow.
Except no one saw this
You were
rock.
standing still and tripped over a rock. On flat, relatively flat ground.
We all have mishaps every now and then.
I will say with dexterity as poor as he has, but I still think you didn't.
Alright. Well, let's rejoin our new companions.
All aboard!
As you all begin to walk up to Gulbul and his first mate, he looks at you and he's like, "Ah, I see that you have finished your conversing. So what is the final consensus?"
We've decided to
nudge Draken forward.
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah, nudge. He should be our spokesperson here.
We've decided to join you, Captain.
Ah, lovely. Well, we're ready to shove off. If you guys are.
Do you know how long
yourselves.
it'll take us?
We'll probably get close to our destination by the end of the day. Have to camp overnight, or unless we want to attack tonight. That is.
I turned to the guys. Which time do you think would be better?
We can go through the night. What do you guys think?
I mean, I don't know about attacking at night. We won't be able to see anything. Or we'll see, but not everybody. It would be quieter, though.
Well, I think, regardless of outcome of the situation, as we talked about previously, the cover of darkness might do as well, unless you object.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Then it is settled.
So nightfall it is.
The captain's sitting there looking. He's kind of playing with his hands back and forth, waiting.
I turn. We attack at night, Captain.
Ah, lovely. I enjoy that idea. We can come up with some type of stealth operation. Oh. And you know, I think the Dragonborn is trying to mouth something. But he might have forgot about a certain thing. Tim, did you forget about your push to talk?
No, I've just been sitting here reading.
Oh, okay. I'm kind of shocked that he was quiet.
Captain, if we're going to attack, though, I do have to ask, have you sent scouts ahead to see what kind of fortifications they might have from the river and from the forest around them?
Well, last time we were there, it was just some simple wooden walls that we blew up, and when we got inside, there was not much resistance.
So you've raided this place before?
Only once, but it's been like a year.
So, but you still don't know anything other than they're humans.
Yes.
Anybody have high insight?
So.
Oh yeah, I can look to see if I.
So DM coming
I can tell if
across
he's
here.
lying.
DM coming across here. You can ask me if you believe him, and I will tell you to roll insight. I've been waiting for someone to say that because I've said it before. So,
yeah.
Tim would like to see if he believes him.
Do we believe him?
Okay, so Tim and Dan roll insight. That's all I'll cut out here.
You can think of it as I just gave everybody a look.
Okay, well,
Tim don't know shit.
Oh.
Make that man president is what Tim knows.
Yeah, Tim shouldn't be rolling.
Tim.
He's got a -1. What
So
Tim's just staring off at the butterflies.
So
Tim immediately gets distracted.
So Tim, you, 100%, make pirates great again, man. You want this guy to be the emperor of the kingdom. Okay, he is amazing.
Hell yeah, let's do this.
A Laurel, he is lying through his teeth. He knows way more than what he's letting on.
I say he's cool with it. Let's go.
I look back at the group for a second here, do a little mini huddle, and say, "Devil's advocate here, reverse ways. Should we intervene once this fight starts if the people they're attacking are good?"
Nah, dude. This dude obviously is telling the truth. They're all evil. Let's just take what we want and go.
Okay, besides Tim, suggestions?
Okay, well, hold on. So we've got all of us in a group, and we're kind of pulled away from the goblins.
We did like a huddle.
The first thing I do is I say, "Hey Tim, dude, look at that guy over there. Go look. He just ran into that cave, into the monument we were just in."
I don't believe you.
Make a deception check, Tim.
Contested by insight, I guess.
Yeah, contested by
No,
insight.
I would make the. Wait,
Dan,
I'm making the deception check.
Yeah, Dan, you
Right?
make deception. Tim, you roll insight. Oh my god. Both of you. Okay. Well, Tim, you think someone just ran into that cave over there?
What do you want me to do about it?
He was carrying a big bag of gold, and you see the coins spilling out? He was a dragonborn, one of your own kin.
She was giving you the eyes.
Yeah, you should
I'm
immediately chase after him. Before he gets away, quick!
I cautiously go and see what the fuck he's talking about.
Okay, so he pointed towards the direction of the cave, so Tim has walked away.
Okay, alright guys. This goblin is lying through his teeth. This is bad. This is really bad. And we cannot tell Tim. I say, we either go with them if we think we can take them.
Elspot, I see nothing.
Join forces with the others. Or we immediately get out of here.
Well, if there are prisoners, we should probably go to rescue them.
That's true.
I have a third dangerous option.
Okay.
Well, they have gunpowder cannons. When we launch our sneak attack, I could show someone who's better at sneaking than me how to detonate their cannons and blow their ship sky high.
That would be good. Okay,
Guys, there's no one in here.
That's the plan. Okay, we'll go with them. Then we'll try to blow up the ship.
I'm coming back.
Ready? Okay. Okay. Well, that sounds good. Tim, did you find him?
I feel like you lied to me. There's no one in there.
I could have sworn I saw somebody, but I don't know. He must have got away. You didn't see anything at all?
No.
I mean, Icarus, you saw that Dragonborn, didn't you?
I wasn't paying attention.
Oh.
Maybe she was playing hard to get and she just wanted to elude you.
See, I feel like you're lying to me, Gunman.
Anyway, Draken, would you like to deliver the news to your goblin friend?
I think I heard what you said. Hard to say. Yeah, Captain, we're ready to go.
Ah, lovely. So, have any of you been sailing before?
Nope.
I kinda have.
Well, I mean, who didn't sail here?
Sail here, technically, we walked through the portal.
Yeah, I have not been sailing myself, unless sailing through flames and lava counts, but I think it's a little different.
So, none of you... You came through a portal. What?
Ignore that.
story.
Just don't worry about it.
How else do you think a hellspawn gets out of hell?
Well, I guessed that.
Yeah, exactly.
But you just said you all came out of the portal.
Maybe we were all from hell together.
There is no way an elf is from hell. Maybe the Dragonborn. Never the elf.
Supposed to
Oh no, that wherever he's from, oh boy.
Well, he has much knowledge of the mountains to the west, so I'm imagining he's from there.
Regardless of our origin, we are ready to set sail.
Who do we keep losing?
Ready to set sail and help demolish these enemies, Captain.
Alrighty. Well, everybody. So, are we attacking tonight or in the morning?
A night strike would be better. Element of surprise. They can't see most of us coming.
Ah, lovely. Okay, well, whenever we get on the boat and get shoved off, we can work out a better plan of attack. I'll kind of describe how it was last time that we set up and see what we're coming up against. And with that being said, they quickly scamper up onto the boat. Many of the crew members go below deck. And the dog follows one of them below. So, Zorbo, understanding basically what's going on, gonna and he will just kind of sit at the back of the boat for now. Alrighty, so as you're all on the ship, we'll go ahead and move back to the player's map of Chult.
We left the elf, but that's okay.
That's fine. Okay, so we are here. Let me get it adjusted. Okay, so as you guys are all sitting around the ship, the captain, he has a little desk. He lays out a piece of paper and he draws a basic, very, very, like, it kind of looks like a 7 or 8 year old drew it. He's not really good at drawing, but he draws a 4-sided structure, and he kind of points it out. It's like an old fashioned wooden fort. Last he saw, the walls were not too thick. He could very easily pounce through. Hammer through them with his cannon fire, creating holes in them, allowing his men to rush through. Last that he was there, they didn't have any major defenses. It was really just archer towers. That was it. He last saw there was being 3 of them, 1 at the main gate and 2 at both of the back gates. The main gate facing... let me pull this back up, because I just... Yep, okay. Okay, so the main gate, facing towards the east, and he describes this as being, like, right off the river. So it's really, close. You can, basically how he did it last time is he sailed down the river, dropped anchor, and as the guards came out to try to greet them at the shoreline, he open fired, wasting many different men at just along the beach, and then collapsing their main gate, and very quickly taking out almost the entire campsite.
Is
Captain,
something he
if I
did previously?
may ask, how do you know this place is still inhabited and they didn't just pack up and move since your last attack?
Well, see, that's actually very easy, because I know that there are still trade paths down here, and this is the only fort south of Port Nyanzaru. So, they have to be using it. And he kind of just, like, it feels like he proved you guys so wrong.
Forgive me for speaking out of line, Captain, but we haven't seen any trade ships heading this way downriver. We didn't even find anybody but the last person to guide us to come down here, because nobody heads this direction.
I never said trade ships, good sir. I said trade routes. There are many trade routes that follow the northern path of the river. They all usually go through Camp Vengeance, which is where we are heading, and they go down, a lot of them, they used to go to the Wormheart Mine. I don't think they do that anymore. I think the mine's closed down. Not sure why. But a lot of them go down all the way to Chinook Bay, and that little settlement that's down there. Which, you know, we've seen that settlement a time or two. But it's lovely. Okay. 1 second, I'm finishing the setup. Okay, so he formulates 2 plans. The first plan, so he moves in, he kind of the same ideas he has last time, moving in right at the front gate, and usually there would be, this would be basic knowledge of anyone who has military experience. whenever a ship pulls up and it seems non-threatening, they send a small party out to go greet them, or and then he just wants to unload and kind of collapse the front gate once again and just kind of bum rush it. Or his other option is to stop the ship about a mile back, so you'll have some travel in the night, and then try to like have a team flank around it while the ship pulls up and kind of like stealth your way in.
I prefer the second option, Captain. It would give us a chance, even if they start focusing on the ship, for the rest of us to come behind them and start attacking on two fronts, making them confused and disoriented.
I think our best option is if we send a small group in first to scout it out and clear a path before we reveal ourselves as enemies to these humans. That way they could sneak in without being detected.
I do agree with Hellspawn. A recon team would be nice.
Well, who would we have go on such recon? I mean, I guess I could send the few men that I have.
If we could converse amongst our group first,
Well,
I think that would be best.
I think it would just send
And
a
I
small
point my head towards
force.
Tim for a moment while looking at Laurel.
Captain, I'd like to volunteer myself for the recon team.
Well, I'm one of those stealthier ones in the group, and sure, I should be one of the ones to go.
I do
Alright, let's
concur
see.
with the elf. He would be a great help with sneaking in.
Okay, first of all,
I think the elf might be best off left in reserve. Don't you think so, Laurel?
reserve? Go
As
ahead.
in, he remains on the ship for follow-up attack.
It is true, he is an archer. He would probably be better sniping from the ship with his bow. He is very accurate.
Exactly.
We have cannons for that.
Wait.
Wouldn't you like to shoot a cannon?
So, I am kind of confused here. So the recon, what is the recon team's purpose? Are they trying to infiltrate the facility? What are we doing?
I think we should send a small team in to infiltrate the facility, so that we don't get stuck on the ship before they notice we're in. A small team can go in, infiltrate the facilities, cause a distraction, and then we can start combat. That way, not all the focus is on the ship, and we don't get sunk.
Well, I'm very confident they are not going to sink this ship. And he kind of smacks the side. He goes, "It's been through more battles than a simple fort."
The advance team will make a breach for our follow-up forces to quickly sweep through them and take them. More prisoners that way.
I like the idea of more prisoners. That's more people I can sell. All right. Well, who is doing the
Assemble the
recon?
events team. Again, Captain, I'd like to volunteer myself.
Okay. So who would like to join him?
I will join him.
The man of few words. Okay.
I'll also join the party. I think I would fair bit of stealth.
I think K-Tog.
Yep.
This is your
I'm not
chance.
too, I don't think I'm...
This is your chance
This
to
is my-
prove yourself to the crew. You go with
Wow.
them.
Okay.
In fact, how big is this camp?
Last time we were there, it only had maybe 3 or 4 tents in it, so nothing too big. About the same size as the one we just came from that didn't have it, that was deserted.
Oh, easy picking then.
Exactly.
Go in, scout it out, attack them from one side, the ship bombards them from the other. We easily take it, get the loot, get out.
Well, what we want to make sure that we don't get caught sneaking in. What if we split our recon into two sides and infiltrated from each side? That way, if anyone triggered anything, we would free the other people to get in. That way, we make sure we get in. We can open up the gate and let the cannon fire rain in.
This is a good idea too.
Although it will take a few more of us. I think if I took my whole team, we'd be a good fit.
Alrighty, your whole team are you going to split your team into two?
Yes.
Well, I could.
Let's see.
I
How
could
many do you
give.
have?
Let's see. So I want K-Tog to go with you because I don't trust you that much yet. I want to.
Yes, but that's perfectly acceptable.
And I could send a few of my sailors beneath too. They're pretty good with explosives, so if you wanted to blow up the walls, you could do that.
That could work.
Well, we don't want to take too big of a force. How big of each group are we thinking here?
Well, I can give
Good
you.
Thor.
Seems like a six-man team.
We could do
able to get in, blow the
3
wall,
and 3, couldn't we?
Yeah,
If
6
I-
people might be enough.
I think 6 of us might be a better. We could do 2 teams of 3 rather than taking too big of a force. We don't want to get noticed.
All right. It'll be K-Tog.
Perhaps I should discuss this with my compatriots in private for a moment, Captain.
Ah, yes, please. You guys worry about your plans. I will get with my men, and we will figure out what we are going to do. And he walks off and walks below deck. There's some sailors kind of running past you, just doing basic maintenance. Doesn't seem like anyone's paying close attention to you.
Okay. Did you have something to say, Draken?
Again, I look at Aloral and I look at Tim and nod my head off a direction. So first at Tim and then away.
How obvious are these nods? Does Tim notice that he's flailing his head around?
Tim, make a perception check. Draken, if you're trying to hide it from him, go ahead and you can make a stealth check.
One second.
Beans, that is correct, I believe. If there is a party that is open.
Sorry, my internet's not
on Roll20,
acting
it
great
should
right
be-
now.
yeah, they should. Usually they have characters set aside. Like for me, for my campaign alone, I have a whole bunch of NPCs I created that I can also interject into the story in case one of my PCs dies.
11.
11. So Tim, you notice him nodding abruptly in different directions, and then at you, and then at different.
Tim, you notice?
Are you okay there, Draken?
Oh yeah, that null hit me real hard in the head. Remember? Hit me real hard.
It's
Hey look,
been
there's that female dragonborn.
day and a half. And
It was last
Anyway.
night.
well, there's a female dragonborn. Considering I've seen almost every crew member on this ship, and nobody else has been a dragonborn.
All that aside, I think we should take the stealthier ones. I think Kunme, Thor, Icarus, and I could form a 3 and take the right side, the east side. And
I
if,
can take the captain's men, take the left side, blow the holes, and get them inside.
No, we don't need the captain's men 'cause we're only taking 2 teams of 3. It would be K-Tog, you, and Draken on the other side trying to infiltrate.
Even better than explosives, man. Someone immune to fire.
Are we
Even
currently
if we get
talking
caught, I'll
away
just set it
from
off on
the
myself.
captain?
Yeah, the captain.
Yes.
The captain went below
The
deck.
captain left. It's just us here. No one's paying attention to us currently.
Yeah, the captain went below deck. He is getting his plans together. To your knowledge, he's getting his plans together for what the boat will be doing during the attack.
So it's settled then.
So
K-Tog and Draken will come with me on the left.
My
We blow a
suggestion-
hole in the wall, and we invade.
Laurel,
No.
Tim, K-Tog, because he wants his first mate to go.
Yeah.
We'll give him that. Me and Gulang, the Zorbo. And if the captain insists, we can bring one other with us, but I think it should only be us 5.
Wait, what 5? Wait, who are we leaving off?
The Gulang is going with Icarus. You know, the Zorbo, the giant fluffy creature.
Oh, the Zorbo.
The fluff.
Well, yeah, I've still got Tianto riding on my back.
How is Tito doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm just here.
That's good, Tito. I'm glad to see you're okay.
I think us 5, 6 if you want to include Tianto, should recon, see exactly what we're up against, and determine the best path of entry from there.
Well, I think
Basically, we'll just recon the place, see what information we can find, and then return back to the ship.
Now, if we
My
take
question
too
is,
long,
will-
we'll lose the element of surprise.
will the captain wait for us to return before he acts? Do we think?
Well, we can
I say
discuss
we
with
just
him if
go
he will.
hit hard and fast.
If not, if he wants to hit hard and fast, then we can prepare a diversion to lure them to the opposite side of the river and make their entry easier.
Well, I think originally the plan I was thinking was 3 and it's 3, so it would be you, the elf, and I on one side, on the east side, with the other 3 on K-Tog, because the captain asked that K-Tog, his man, joined us, along with Tim and Draken on the other side. That way, somebody gets in regardless. Because if one side distracts, the other people can get in without needing stealth. That way we can get in and see exactly what we're up against here, because we have no clue as it stands right now.
I think
Simple, up against a couple of humans with bows and arrows. You're the captain.
I think Draken needs to remain with a captain. He's the only one familiar with him. And I think Kuhnmathor should stay with him to protect him in case things go wrong.
What do you two think
Very
about that? All right.
Well, then I'll take K-Tog and myself on one side, you two on the other.
That'll work with me.
We should try not to blow things up as we're trying to be stealthy here.
Right.
Well, we stealth our way in, we set the charges, explode them, making an opening for the main invading force after we've already started the attack.
Well, we're sneaking in to try to open the main gate, are we not?
And what better way to open it than with a bang?
So at this point, the captain.
unnecessary. It'd take a whole lot more time.
At this point, the captain comes back up top, and he goes, well, I have made my plans. What have you guys done here? Besides
We're going
pick
to
up?"
send in a small crew of 4 people, as well as our other companions, my Zorbo and the Laurel's Tianto, Frogman. And we will split up into 2 groups to recon and set charges to blow the gate. Draken and the elf will remain here with you to assist you with whatever you need.
Okay. Well, I know Draken's experiences. What does the elf have to offer?
You
He's
can hit an
very
apple at
capable with
least
a bow.
150 yards.
Keen shot, watchful eye, and I can see very far.
I guess that could be helpful. But what is your experiences with cannons, sir?
He will be my gunner captain. His accuracy is second to none.
Make a persuasion check.
No.
I just don't think of a good use for the elf on my ship.
Captain, I promise you, he can easily hit targets, if not with a cannon, with his bow. Any stragglers start coming to the ship to attack, he can gun them down.
I can.
Fine, I will swap out with Icarus. Icarus has the ability to heal in case something happens on here. You can get healed.
Now that I have a use for.
I would much prefer to be there observing, and I'm one of the few that can significantly increase our chances of infiltration.
Well, with two
It's
teams,
amazing what a small mouse can achieve.
having two teams, I don't know that we would have too much trouble. Like I said, if one fails to sneak in, the other can get in without a hitch.
You can take your members and leave Draken here. I don't believe he's any of mistrust to me, and I think I have spent enough time with him to earn his trust. He seems to be kind of seeing through why you guys are leaving two people behind.
Then it is settled, K-Tug, and I will hit from one side, the rest of you hit from the other.
Well, now you'll have an extra one, I think, on your side, right?
Who?
Well, I figured you guys were going to hit and force and cause the
Oh
distraction.
no, we have. It'll be 3 and 2. It'll still be 3 and 2. That's right. Well, I don't know. Do we have any other? I don't think we have any other options here. At this point, I think looks like Draken is staying behind. The rest of us are going in.
Well, sounds wonderful, Draken. I guess we could step aside and I could fill you in on my side of the plan.
Okay.
So he does, whenever he starts to walk away, he throws one item to Tim and one item to Icarus was on the other side of the fort, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he throws one to Tim, one to Icarus, and it's this little metal trinket. Has a little button on the side. You press the button and it opens up, and it's a little watch on the inside. He goes, "This'll help us. We'll all make sure to be on the same time. My plan starts at the reading of 11 that time. I'll have you guys in position. Just don't be late." And he takes Draken aside. Draken, he goes over with you. Whenever he gets there, he is going to the ship is going to kind of like take a quick overlook of the area. If chaos is happening, they're just going to start raining in. If nothing seems to be happening, they're going to slowly anchor the ship, dismount, and kind of sneak their way in through the front and try to go stealthy about this. So they kind of have two formulated plans, and they're just going to hope nothing happens in the crossfire. So now that we're done planning, we still have about 4 hours of travel So does anyone want to do anything within the next 4 hours?
Can I attempt to make another gun?
Yeah, you can attempt to make another gun.
Tim's going to rest and reflect on his thoughts.
God fucking damn it. Not one roll in like the last 12 has been over 10.
Oh. So. Yeah, no. You spend the better part of the afternoon putting together.
Can I at least make a pack of bullets?
Oh yeah, you can do that with.
I mean, it's 4 hours. So.
Yeah, you can also make a pack of bullets. So you add one batch of bullets to your inventory. But you attempt to get what looks like a shoddy pistol together, and you kind of hold it up, and you throw a bullet into test fire. And as you go to pull the trigger, there is a click. Nothing ignites, and the gun just crumples, falls to several different pieces onto the deck. Dan, what are you doing for the rest of the ship's travel?
Can I take a look back at my Raven?
Yes, you can. So you sit down, kind of cross-legged onto the deck, find your way to the side so no one will trip over you or bump into you, and begin to focus on your familiar. You feel your senses leave your body and go towards the bird. And they're no longer in a city. You can see they're kind of like on a cliffside. The bird has kind of positioned himself towards the back, looking across the bay, and you can see on the opposite side of the bay is what you easily recognize as Port Nyanzaru. It's not the same as what you guys left it. There are big black bounds of smoke coming from it. There are 3 ships in port now, and they look to be warships. They are very large. They still have the same flags flying, the land of Chult. And then also you see the bigger flag in the background being that of the Empire's flag. But looking down at the Goliaths, what you originally noticed there being 5, there is now only 3. And they look very bludgeoned and beaten. Something might have went wrong.
Gotcha.
Kun Methor, what are you doing?
I'm gonna rest while we wait.
Okay, so you're meditating. Icarus Bark.
I want to explore below deck. I'm trying to keep an eye out. I want to see how many slaves they have on this ship.
So as you begin to go below deck, you get through to the first level just fine. You're kind of exploring about. There's mostly cannons on this deck. Towards the back of the ship, there's a couple of rooms that they use for storage. You see that there's another layer beneath it, so it's a 3-tiered ship. And there is 2 very large gentlemen standing at the top of the stairs for that go into the lowermost layer. And they're kind of sitting there with their arms crossed, and as you approach, they step in your way. It's like, nobody goes below deck without the captain.
Oh, really? What do you got down there?
That is for us to know, and for you to not find out.
I heard he has slaves on this ship.
You say slaves, we say volunteers.
Oh, okay. How many volunteers you got?
Enough to know when to stop.
Okay. You slowly start walking away.
Kind of like looking.
Didn't he mention something about 40 earlier before we jumped on the ship?
He said 40 crewmates. He didn't say nothing about slaves, actually.
Okay.
So Icarus walking away, kind of looking over your shoulder back at the two guards. They are just glaring at you now. They
Yeah, I figured
very
they would.
quickly don't like you.
I'm going to go find Draken.
Okay. It's very easy to do.
But Dracon was with the captain.
Nope. Draken, you search throughout the ship and find him in the kitchen hall, which is near the captain's quarters, towards the top layer of the deck. Relatively small, but since they're not cooking anything right now, you see Draken amongst the fire. He's melting down different bits of metal and messing with gunpowder. He looks like he's having the time of his life.
Okay. Are there many people around him?
No, the one cook is in there. He's kind of just cleaning up about. He's mostly in and out of the kitchen. He's the only one that really goes back there.
Okay. I'm just gonna kind of sit next to Draken and talk very quietly so that the chef doesn't hear.
Okay.
Alright, Draken, so my plan was for you and the elf to stay on the ship. The reason for that is I don't want to harm any slaves that might be on the ship. But I have an eerie suspicion things are not going to go as we would like. So I wanted him on here to attempt to free those slaves. And I wanted you on the ship so that you could sabotage it.
I'll be blunt. I had no plan B.
Okay.
My plan A was to give to try to get Kunmei Thor to learn. I would show him how to explode gunpowder. We would take Tim's ring, give it to Kunmei Thor. The rest of us would be in the advance party. Then Kunmei Thor could blow the ship while running away on the water.
And that would have worked if he was allowed to stay on the ship, but now it is up to you. So with that in mind, now you might have to sabotage the ship without completely destroying it.
I'm up
Would that be
for options. I have no exact way I could take out 40 some odd people by myself on the ship.
And I would not expect you to put yourself in that kind of danger. Do you think it would be possible to disable the ship in some way and escape before they noticed it happened?
Hard to say. Of my time aboard the ship, they were always very secretive. I know very little. I didn't even know they had slaves below deck, so... Hence the blowing up the ship part.
Understandable. As far as they've told me, they are volunteers, but I still feel like there are people on this boat held against their will.
Oh, no doubt. And that soon I'm going to be one of them.
Sadly, that is very possible. So I want to speak with you first before we continue on. Do you feel safe or even possible? I know very little about gunpowder. I've heard it, I've seen it, but I don't fully understand how it works. Could you set it up as a delayed device?
Nothing that could be that concealable. Gunpowder is not exactly quiet or stealthy.
So should we abandon the idea of sabotaging the ship?
It might be the only idea, really. I mean, that or literally do the invasion. Because here's the thing, I'm going to be a hostage, but if you guys turn tail, they probably won't even consider I'm an enemy. They'll just think you screwed them and made a run for it. So I might be a hostage here, but you'll have guns pointed at your back there. I mean, the captain did make it clear that he would shoot you if things didn't go right, so... I mean, honestly, it might be best to cut our losses here, good or bad. Just change our mind, go for the frontal assault, then run like hell once we get to land.
I still don't think I could sit idly by knowing innocent people are being attacked.
And I understand, but I have no idea how we could possibly take them all on at once.
Okay. Well, I will end with this.
I guess, real quick, the only thing I could think of is perhaps, and it's only a very slight chance, more risky to you than any of us, but risky for all of us, would be if you transformed into some sort of animal, found out how many captives they had below deck before we arrive, and then time a revolt at the moment we reached getting ready for the assault. Because that will be the moment they are probably the weakest.
I do agree with that, but we would also be freeing many people that are unarmed. And
You cut out there, what'd you say?
I'm not against that plan, but we would be freeing a bunch of people that are unarmed. And
I'll be right
have no way
back.
of
I'm gonna have
defending
to help back up
themselves.
a fucking trailer.
Well, at that point, that's why kind of my point. The rest of our party would just basically have to get into position, slaughter the men below decks guarding the unarmed people, give them their arms, and then stage a revolution. I mean, this ship, I don't know much of it, but if it has an armory, it is probably definitely below deck. And it is very easily to spread confusion below the decks.
I'll be right back.
Except for the gunnery deck. That is an open deck. But that's the only way I could think of to try to save all of those who might be imprisoned on board. Perhaps you could... maybe not you, because I've heard from some of the other shipmates that they're questioning of you, but perhaps you could get one of our other party members that's more convincing, that hasn't stirred any suspicion yet, to see if there's any, how would I put this, weaknesses amongst the actual crew members, perhaps turncoats, that we might be able to get us access more easily. As a suggestion. I cannot do it myself because I'm too heavily watched.
Okay,
And Tim's
I'll
back.
leave you this with this, because I think I am also under too much scrutiny. What's your favorite animal?
Mine?
Yes.
Well, that would be the hunting Dobermans of my homeland.
Is that a dog?
Yes.
Okay. If you see a Doberman in the sky, then you will know that the people we are about to attack at this camp are friendly. And from there, you will have to act with your best judgment. So keep a look up at the sky. And this will probably be the last we speak until later.
Okay.
And from there, I will walk away, and I will go find Laurel.
Hold up. So, as you exit the kitchen, you turn right, and there stands Tim talking with the cook. And you brush by them. You guys say anything?
First, I'm looking to see. I want to see if they were paying attention to us in there.
Tim is focused on food.
Kind of. You can't really tell. They seem to be deep in the conversation. Tim is asking many questions about the merfolk that he just ate recently. And this new kind of meat.
I'm not going to say anything to him. I'm just going to keep walking.
Okay, you continue on. You said you want to find a Laurel?
Yes.
Alright, you were able to do that with no issues. We're only at about an hour and a half left of travel, though. So it's going by relatively quickly. Dan, are you here or did you go AFK?
No, I'm still here.
Okay, go ahead.
Alright. Dan, or Laurel, I just spoke with Draken, and he wanted me to find somebody to speak with some of the crewmates and see if maybe there's any information you could find, or maybe somebody you could, as his words were, turncoat.
Well, perhaps we'd be best speaking to that K-Tog that was supposed to join our group. I think he seems to be pretty new with this group. He might be useful. He might spill a little more information than he knows, whether he should or not.
I think you are one of the more persuasive, after seeing how easily you fooled the Dragonborn earlier. So I will let you do the talking in that matter.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll do my best. So at this point, I guess I'll stand back up. That's what I was sitting down before.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll look for K-Tog.
Okay. It takes you the better part of 20 minutes, but you're able to locate K-Tog. He seems to be doing some labor, helping out on the cannon level of the deck, getting fire explosives ready.
Okay, so I kind of casually come up to him and say, "So, how long you been with this company?"
Only a couple weeks.
This group, I mean. It sounds like I'm saying company, like
Company.
like you would. Only a few weeks.
Shit. Yeah.
Well,
only a
how's it
couple
been? Huh?
weeks. But only a couple weeks.
A couple of weeks. Well, how's it been so far? Anything? Any interesting adventures yet?
Did some fighting. Did some looting.
Little this, little that.
No, this, little that. Did some drinking. How did that?
That sounds pretty good. So how? What's your general business? I mean, you guys typically attack camps like this? You more a raiding type group, or are you mainly in the slave trade?
I don't know. I haven't been able to explore the full deck yet. Captain doesn't trust me.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll ask you this. What, one sec.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think how to word this. What are your major interests? Are you mainly in it for the loot? Or are you more adventurous? Because, well, to be quite frank, our company does quite a bit of both of that.
I like fighting and adventure. And they're all good.
Well, currently we're actually on a quest that could lead us. Well, first of all, this would be a grand adventure, but could also lead us to a great bit of loot. What do you say? You think I'd be interested in something like that?
I might be interested in something like that. I don't know if the captain will let me.
I wouldn't worry about the captain. I'd say, you know, even if we find an opportunity, and I'll speak with my crew, perhaps they'd be open to you joining us. And yeah, I don't think the captain would miss you too dearly. I think he's got quite a few crew members, as far as he's told me, that he wouldn't immediately notice your presence missing.
If there's an opening, that would be pretty decent.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll swing it by the others and see what they think. Any particular skills you have that might be useful to us?
Well, I'm pretty athletic. I'm pretty intimidating.
All right. Well, we could use someone with a bit of muscle in our group. We don't quite have the most athletic group. That's for sure.
I can see pretty good in the dark.
That's good. That's good. A keen eye is always welcome. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll let you get back to your work, and I'll swing by the others and see what they think.
Sounds good.
Okay, it's at this point, towards the end of your conversation with K-Tog, you hear a loud bell go off. Ding, 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 ding. You hear the captain. All right, men.
Dinner's ready.
It's time to set off the scout troop. And at that point, we are going to take a break.
Yeah, I gotta run up.
Yep.
Stairs real
so we'll be about 10 minutes, guys, roughly. We'll come back. If you guys would like, there is an invite to the Discord. You can join up, chat with us, play games whenever we're on, whatnot. We all check it relatively often. Turvis Money, thank you for the follow. But it is greatly appreciated. DM would have pre-made campaign. There you go, Beans, if you're still here. But
Yeah, would have pre-made.
so, do I have a BRB screen set up?
I don't know if you have one for this.
No future was there in London for a poor man's son like me. So I left my home and I went to seek my fortune on the sea. I signed aboard a merchant ship bound for the West Indies, and 6 weeks out we tacked into the winds of piracy. There were sails on the horizon and we tried to make a run, and when we saw that black flag then our running it was done. And when those pirates boarded us, they told us one by one, you can die or join our crew, me boys, time flies when you're having rum.
Time flies when you're having rum, me boys, time flies when you're having rum. When you're sailing under the black flag and you're firing all your guns. When you take a Spanish treasure ship, you divide by the rule of thumb. The voyage will be over soon enough, time flies when you're having rum.
With a pistol to my forehead, then my choice was all too clear. I took leave of that merchant ship and became a buccaneer. And though they spared my life, I think that if the truth be told, I joined them for the promise of adventure, rum, and gold. The quartermaster handed me a cutlass and a gun, and as I signed their articles, the captain told me, son, us gentlemen of fortune live life fast and on the run. So step right up and take your share, time flies when you're having rum.
Time flies when you're having rum, me boys, time flies when you're having rum. When you're sailing under the black flag and you're firing all your guns. When you take a Spanish treasure ship, you divide by the rule of thumb. The voyage will be over soon enough, time flies when you're having rum.
For 2 long years I sailed with them around the Spanish Main, and we captured ships from Portugal, from England, France, and Spain. And we took what we could and we gave none back, for that's the pirate's code. And the wake we left in the Caribbean Sea ran red with blood. Now the Admiralty in London sent a fleet to hunt us down, and a trader in Port Royal told them where we could be found. They surrounded us in Nassau, the captain shouted, let 'em come. The fight'll be over soon enough, time flies when you're having rum.
Time flies when you're having rum, you boys, time flies when you're having rum. When you're sailing under the black flag and you're firing all your guns. When you take a Spanish treasure ship, you divide by the rule of thumb. The voyage will be over soon enough, time flies when you're having rum.
We ran the red flag up and then we readied all our guns. No quarter would we give and in return expected none. We got off one good broadside but outnumbered 10 to 1. They took out half our crew and then our pirating was done. They took us back to London town under key and lock, and the hangman's noose was swinging at the execution dock. The captain turned and said to me, we had fine sailing, son. The voyage it was over all too soon, time flies when you're having rum.
Time flies when you're having rum, you boys, time flies when you're having rum. When you're sailing under the black flag and you're firing all your guns. When you take a Spanish treasure ship, you divide by the rule of thumb. The voyage will be over soon enough, time flies when you're having rum.
Now as you listen to this tale by now, I'm sure you have surmised that I slipped the hangman's cable and escaped him with my life. But how I got away, well that's another story, son. My voyages, they aren't over yet, time flies when you're having rum.
Time flies when you're having rum, you boys, time flies when you're having rum. When you're sailing under the black flag and you're firing all your guns. When you take a Spanish treasure ship, you divide by the rule of thumb. The voyage will be over soon enough, time flies when you're having rum. Time flies when you're having rum, you boys, time flies when you're having rum. When you're sailing under the black flag and you're firing all your guns. When you take a Spanish treasure ship, you divide by the rule of thumb. The voyage will be over soon enough, time flies when you're having rum. Out, nothing to show. The crew's morale at an all-time low when we put into Port Royal for repairs. The captain went ashore for news while we mended sails with the other crews and talked about our sad state of affairs. The captain, he came bounding back, said, boys, there's no time to unpack, 'cause we're about to join a pirate fleet. This news should have been met with cheers, but the crew was plagued with doubt and fears, so our captain said without missing a beat, don't avoid it, don't fear it, embrace your pirate spirit. We sail with Captain Morgan tonight for adventure and glory, an unforgettable story. We sail with Captain Morgan tonight. For Maracaibo we'll set sail, and there is no way we can fail. We'll have us a navy all our own. Like Portobello long before, we will sneak ourselves ashore, and we'll be rich before we come back home. This got some cheers, but not a lot. They knew the Cartagena plot, and all the pirates there that met their end. Yes, he says there's risk involved, but every problem can be solved, and we'll end up with more cash than we can spend. Don't avoid it, don't fear it, embrace your pirate spirit. We sail with Captain Morgan tonight for adventure and glory, and an unforgettable story. We sail with Captain Morgan tonight. At last the crew, they all agreed, as fear cannot win over greed, and we got our ship all ready and primed. We set the the sails and sharpened swords. We pulled the anchor and wound the cords. There was no way that we would lose this time. With that the whole crew was met, pledges made and routes were set. Henry Morgan said, let not a thing go wrong. And as the fleet was heading out, you could hear our whole crew shout, listen up, you scurvy dogs, and sing along. Don't avoid it, don't fear it, embrace your pirate spirit. We sail with Captain Morgan tonight for adventure and glory and an unforgettable story. We sail with Captain Morgan tonight. Don't avoid it, don't fear it, embrace your pirate spirit. We sail with Captain Morgan tonight for adventure and glory and an unforgettable story. We sail with Captain Morgan tonight. We sail with Captain Morgan tonight.
What will we do with the drunken sailor? What will we do with the drunken sailor? What will we do with the drunken sailor early in the morning? Way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises early in the morning.
Shave his belly with a rusty razor, shave his belly with a rusty razor, shave his belly with a rusty razor early in the morning.
Way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises early in the morning.
We'll put him in a longboat till he's sober, put him in a longboat till he's sober, put him in a longboat till he's sober early in the morning.
Way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises early in the morning.
Stick him in the scupper with a hose pipe on him, stick him in the scupper with a hose pipe on him, stick him in the scupper with a hose pipe on him early in the morning.
Way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises early in the morning.
Put him in the bed with the captain's daughter, put him in the bed with the captain's daughter, put him in the bed with the captain's daughter early in the morning.
Way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises early in the morning. That's what we do with the drunken sailor, that's what we do with the drunken sailor, that's what we do with the drunken sailor early in the morning. Way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises early in the morning. Way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises early in the morning.
Ooh, 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 they are coming for you. I can see 3 pirates on the ocean. Ooh, 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 they are coming for you. I can see 3 pirates on the ocean. The first one lost his eye, the second lost his sense. The third one will show no remorse.
there's no place to hide. You will die tonight. Yo ho ho, we are coming for you. We are pirates of the ocean. Yo ho ho, we are coming for you. There's no place to hide. You will die tonight.
Go kiss your jewelry for well, my dear. Go hide your black lace we used to fight. The rings and pencils will all go out here. So leave this place while the day is bright. They aim to pillage and the cross is here. They leave us flags and spaces. No time to mourn, so save your tear for the dead man will take.
Yo ho ho, we are coming for you. We are pirates of the ocean. Yo ho ho, we are coming.
The live screen. Welcome back, everybody. We have returned. So,
The smart ones have run away already.
yeah, basically.
Right.
Oh, so now that we are back, getting back into it, the captain calls you all among deck. They drop anchor and let off who is leaving. So that would be, to my knowledge, Kun Mathor, Laurel, Tim, Icarus,
and K-Dog, plus Icarus and I'm having a stroke. Laurel's companions that they have with them that are not playable characters.
Okay, and then the companions. During while we were all getting our final gear and getting ready to disembark the ship, does anyone want to do anything else?
I'd like to try and have a word with Icarus.
Okay, easy enough to do. While you guys are starting to get your gear back on and ready, you pull Icarus Bark aside.
I heard your plans.
You did you?
If I were to be so bold, I'd like to try and stay on the ship and help you.
I don't know if the captain would allow you to do that.
That's where the part of being wounded is going to come in. I need you to stab me.
Do you not think just you coming up with a random stab wound would draw suspicion?
I'm giving you my dagger. Stab me, and I'll say I tripped.
You're not.
It was Tim. He was doing knife tricks.
I promise I can deceive fairly well.
If you want me to stab you, I'll stab you.
For wasting time.
Fine. Give me your knife.
I do so.
Okay, so I'm going to assume, Tim, you're going to let him stab you so he doesn't have to roll an attack, he just has to roll damage. So which
Yes.
dagger do you give him?
No, you should still have a chance to miss. Like maybe he's just standing still, but he just whiffs it somehow.
He nicks an artery.
No, I'm kidding. Okay. I'm just gonna let it
plus,
auto
the
hit.
+1 dagger.
+1 dagger. So how much damage does it do?
Let me pull my character sheet on. Just gotta load.
Why do you not have your character sheet pulled up?
Because I was on the game night tab. My computer's slow. Leave me alone. 1d4 plus 5.
Alright, so carry, roll damage. Or Icarus, roll damage.
Well, it's just a +1 dagger, right?
See.
Okay. So mine wouldn't get the +5. Mine would only get the +3 because I have 2 dexterity.
Okay. So, alright, Tim takes 6 damage and he now has a stab wound.
Thank God I had those extra health points. I'm just gonna leave the dagger in there too, by the way.
Okay, I'm gonna walk away so he doesn't immediately make me heal you.
Okay. So Tim, there you are now, standing alone with a dagger in you.
Kind of walk up to the captain and Drake and a little slowly and a little dazed look.
So as you walk up, Draken and the captain are in the middle of a conversation. He's talking about getting the different gunpowder ready towards the cannons, and they both look over to see you, kind of just holding the knife into your gut.
Tim, again?
What?
I
What did
may
you
have
do?
tripped on the ramp.
This is the third time this week.
The captain's kind of just sitting there, relatively stunned that your own dagger is in you.
I may or may not have been playing with it while walking down the ramp and tripped.
Well, did you hit an artery?
I don't know. It just hurts a lot.
He snaps.
Also, I want to point out at this point, I didn't think Icarus would actually do it, so that's where the dazed part kind of comes in.
Okay. So he snaps his fingers, and one of the other crew members walks up to you, and he kind of like starts looking at the wound. He slowly pulls the dagger out and sets it on the floor. No, Captain. He didn't hit an artery. He probably needs to rest a little bit, though. And he starts bandaging your waist. Alrighty. So, well, I guess we need to find someone to replace you. Damn. He points off, grabs one of his other crew members, and you will take his place. Don't fail me. And you're now, it's a no-name sailor deckhand that he just gave you. He goes and he straps on some very shoddy leather armor and gets out his rusty cutlass. He will be taking Tim's spot on the landing crew. Tim, they show you to the just the middle layer of the galley. They take you just past where the kitchen was, and there's a small, that you didn't go into earlier, a very small one-bedroom infirmary that seems to be, there's relatively a decent amount of blood there. It's not the cleanest infirmary, but it's a place where you can rest for about an hour or so while we finish the trek.
Not a problem. I just ask that Draken comes and visits me every so often to make sure I'm okay.
Okay, so they go down, Draken, they show you which room they're keeping Tim in, which they give you access to without any issues. So, the rest of you guys shove off and begin your travel through the woods. You have about 3 hours before the captain will be launching his assault. So you have plenty of time to get there. It's really only about a 20-minute walk, so he wants to give you plenty of time to reassess the situation, make plans, and if need, come back. Traveling through the woods, it seems there's not a lot of creatures in this area. Normally on your guys' travels, you looking about, you at least see like regular game. Maybe not so much like a whole bunch of zombies and stuff like that. You always see like deer, squirrel, and stuff like that. There seems to be like none of that in this area. Seems to be Icarus. You would recognize this naturally. Seems to be a very heavily hunted area. Whatever is nearby has been here for a very long while, and it's probably a decent sized settlement at this point. With the amount of with the lack of wildlife you were seeing.
Okay.
So, getting towards the ship hand is leading the way. He's was the only one that's been there before, so he's leading the way. getting to the area, and whenever you arrive at the fort, the entrance of the fort is actually to the east. So you get that would be the entrance right along the river. It's really only about 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, about 40 roughly feet from the riverside is the walls that you can see. It's a standard log fort. You can see the different log pillars going around. You're kind of arriving on it from the southern side of it. You can see just on the southern side alone, you can see one tower towards the back of the tent of the camp, and then you can see the main gate tower on the front. You can see several different beacons of light coming from the inside. And then along the edge of the tent, you can see that they have dug out a trench and put a whole bunch of spikes out to keep regular beasts from trying to climb the walls. Scattered amongst the edges, you can see a lot of dead corpses. Upon further inspection, you can see that it's not game corpses that they just threw about. These are zombies. You can see some gnolls mixed in there. You can see raptors. You can see a whole bunch of different creatures that seem to have been trying to attack the fort. They've all been promptly mowed down. Some of them have gotten to the spiked wall itself, but none of them have passed the spike barrier. So you're now standing on the southern side of the fort, and then let me move you guys over and get your characters in. Oh, wait, I gotta turn on the fog of war because you can't see past the walls. 1 second. Oh, I guess the fog is not happening here? 1 second. I'm having some issues here. Why do we have issues?
I'm still on the old map, so I don't know if you changed it yet.
I didn't move you guys.
Yeah.
Ah, there we go. The fog of war got disabled for some reason. Here, 1 second. There was a critical miscue on our part. Fuck off.
Are we supposed to have something other than the map, Jolt?
In a second. Let me fix the fog. Okay. And then I'll uncover this too. Okay, so I'll move you guys over, and I'm not going to place your characters yet because I don't have enough of the map to place how far back you guys actually are. But you're just on the southern side, just off the map. Alright, here you guys come. Go ahead and zoom out a little bit and scroll down.
Oh.
So where you can kind of see. Wait a minute, we're having the token issue again. How did we fix that last time?
What issue?
Can you guys see a guard right here?
My screen's all black.
No, the maps.
Oh wait,
zoom
Alan's
out.
loading.
No, all I see is just looks like a platform.
It's
maps grayscale again. Whatever you did last time, fix it. You have to.
Now there's an icon there now, but yeah, it's all black and white, whatnot.
I see a little bit of the bottom corner loading in. I reloaded though.
I guess we'll just have to watch it through the stream then.
So try reloading your browser. That's what I did.
Let's see. Still grayscale.
The only thing that's visible is the very bottom, for me at least.
Yeah, but is
I
it
think-
black and white or is it color?
I can see like the outside of the fortification that Tyler wants us to see, but that's it.
Right. But what color is that?
Oh yeah, it is still grayscale though.
Okay.
Why is it doing that?
It's probably when you change that fog of war setting or something.
Okay, well, I will have to just turn off Fog of War then and see.
So remember, it was some kind of fog of war setting that you had on before that was causing it. But I don't remember what it was called. It was like some kind of procedural blah blah blah. Oh, now it
There
works.
we go.
I think I figured out what it was. Okay, so we're good now.
I want to write that down.
Yep, nope, I just completely disabled it. So it was dynamic lighting.
Yeah, the dynamic.
Yeah, I think that's what we said
lighting.
last time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Alrighty.
Alrighty, so this is what you guys can see right now. I'll go ahead and uncover a little bit of the back.
Do they have really big heads or something?
Yeah, what?
This little dude. Oh, okay, if you zoom in, it doesn't look like he had a giant head. I was like, is that a
No,
human?
it's just the portrait. Okay, so looking over the campsite, you can see just different guards posted at the one tower, and then you can see one guard posted at the front tower there, kind of peeking over. You can see they are flying an Empire flag, and they're also flying a flag of Chult. Tim stayed back on the ship, so he wouldn't recognize this immediately. The rest of you guys, let's make... What do I want? You can make a perception check. That'll work.
Who?
I think everybody.
Whoever is kind of looking out over the... definitely Icarus, because he's trying to figure out who these people are, specifically. 27, Icarus, you recognize those uniforms on that guard in front of you as the same uniforms you saw on Port Nyanzaru. So, really don't need anybody else to make a check, because we're good. Icarus recognized it.
So they're not bad guys.
Alrighty, so what are you guys doing?
While we're walking to this place, I wanted to kind of quietly approach Laurel and ask him if he had any success with the request Draken had.
Okay, so yeah. Actually, yes, it would seem our new orc friend has a bit of a well, let's just say more of a loyalty towards adventure and, well, gold than with his current company, and would love to join us if there's an opening.
Okay, and what about the other passenger we have?
What was the other passenger?
Random crewman.
Yeah, random crewman was sent with you in replace of Timosaurus Rex.
Gotcha. I have not spoken to him as of yet.
Okay. Well, if things are probably not gonna go the way initially intended, and
well, what exactly is our plan now with the different crew members? Same as before, or are we still splitting into two groups?
no, I think we should stay together.
Stay together as one.
And I'm thinking
Okay.
about safely approaching these gentlemen and informing them of the assault that's about to happen.
Well, I don't know that we can walk right up to the main gate. I think, well, for one, I think those on the boat would see us. Rather, if we went right out in the open. Plus, I don't know if they'd let us in. If there's any way we could just get in, we could try to sneak over to the official and let him know what's going on.
I'm slowly adding your guys' characters in.
Okay. So we're down. Okay, we're down there.
Yeah, you'll be down on the bottom, towards the bottom.
But how far away are we?
So you're actually double the distance here. So this is 30 feet. So you're actually about 60 feet away.
Okay. Do I feel comfortable enough that I could cast a spell without alerting the guards from this distance?
I'd say yeah.
Okay.
Who am I
And I have another question, and this is out of character. So Skywrite is a spell I have that allows me to write in the sky and basically turn clouds into letters. Will you allow me to turn the clouds into the shape of an animal?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then in that case, I am going to cast Skywrite and form one of the clouds into a giant Doberman.
Okay. You can do that with no problem.
After doing so, I'm going to look at both Kunmethor and Laurel and Katog and nod my head yes, and I am going to slowly start approaching the wall with my staff held up in the air, as if I am trying to show absolutely zero threat.
Okay. So as you begin to walk forward with your staff up in the air, the crewman kind of looks at you and goes, "Hey, what are you doing?"
We need to get inside and see what they have.
The plan was to sneak inside, not give ourselves up.
What better way to sneak than to walk right in?
It's the art of deception, my friend. We let them think that they have us when really they don't. Plus, I want a decent distraction so the ship can sail down here hopefully without being spotted.
Make a deception check with advantage because Kunmethor is helping you.
Jeez.
I haven't looked at it yet. Oh God. So I rolled a 6 minus 1.
Wow.
Yay!
Wow.
Oh,
I'm
my
convincing.
So I don't agree with it, but all right. And he kind of sheathes his sword and throws his hands up and starts walking forward. Who am I missing? Okay, so I have Kunmethor, I have Laurel, I have Icarus, I have Katog.
The Zorbo and the crewman.
Okay, thank you. I'm fucking getting pissed here. I'm like, what the fuck, guys? Okay, so let me get the crewman. Where the fuck are they at? There he is. He's a goblin. There we go. Alright, he is there. And then the Zorbo. Oh, no, not an Ankylosaurus. No, stop.
Wow, we can take that as our teammate. That's fine.
Okay, cool. The Zorbo's there. Alrighty, so. Lovely. You can't do a roll that just the DM can see the interface. Alright, so you guys can move about, whatnot, I'll follow. You can, Beans. And that's, like, you guys can't see what I can see. Like, I have a whole bunch of stuff hidden on the screen here. Like, I can see past that fog of war. Just we were having an issue. Oh, that was Tim DCing, I'm guessing.
Okay. Where are we at again?
Okay, so you're on the southern portion. Everyone, the crewmen and Icarus have started walking towards the campsite with their hands up.
Okay. I think I'll probably try to stay hidden. I'll probably try to come over to the left towards like this bush or something, or under this tree.
Okay.
And stay hidden and kind of watch what's going on.
All right, Kuhn Mythor, what are you doing?
I'm going to probably flank around with Dan just because I think being an archer, I have the better shot of in case something.
Okay. K-Tog, what is your plan to do?
I will also walk up with my hands up.
Okay, and Icarus, how are you signaling the Zorbo? What do you want him to do?
Basically, I want to kind of make like a hand gesture of kind of reaching my hands out, like giving a hug. And then I want to subtly point at the crewman if he's not looking at me.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh,
almost.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, no problem.
Your hand didn't even move.
Yeah, oh, so okay, you all begin to walk forward. The Zorbo kind of like lumbering behind you, Icarus. As you all, I'll say you all. I'm gonna move you guys. You get to right there. The Zorbo behind you. You hear from the tower. You first off, you see the guard draw his bow, and then takes him a second. He kind of realizes, oh wait, these aren't fiends or beasts. He slowly drops his bow, still keeping his arrow knocked. He shouts, "You there! Stop what you are doing. Do not move."
I need to speak with your commander. This is a very urgent matter, and we have precious time.
Hey, Chris, can you stand off of the Zorbo's tail, please?
He kind of looks at you and is like, "What kind of urgent matter?"
Your fort is about to be attacked.
This fort is attacked every day. I doubt anything will get into it.
They have a pretty well-armed ship and a decent-sized crew.
There hasn't been a ship come up this way in almost 6 months. What leads me to believe this?
This galley is on its way, and it'll be here very shortly. And this gentleman here to my left is a member of that crew. And I kind of look at the Zorbo to try and kind of hint at him to grab the crewman.
So the crewman kind of looks at you, goes for his sword, and as he gets his hand down, the Zorbo just and like lifts him up. So,
all right. Now I feel a little better with him subdued. We are here to warn you of their attack and hopefully assist you in defending this place.
Make your way around to the front gate. I'll have the captain meet you there. You will not enter. And
that is fine.
He disappears behind the wall.
Animal cruelty is not a good thing, Carrie.
But I wasn't cruel to any animals.
Now I'm hearing this dog in the background yelp.
Oh, I know the puppy. I don't like it.
Okay. 1 second here. Alright, cool. So let me get the fog of war away a little bit more. So now that you guys are up here, you can kind of see a little bit more this way. You can kind of see this tower peeking out. See the guy peeking over. Okay, so is just are you two following these guys here?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, alright. And then the other team, are you guys following the group, or are you guys staying hidden back there?
Let's see. I'm actually gonna see, now that that guard's gone, I'm gonna see if I can't come across and climb up and get up on that spot.
Go ahead and make me a stealth check.
Okay. Crap.
So as you go down and you start to climb up the hill that's just the spiked wall, you kind of lose your footing and slide a little bit, and you hear some footsteps coming up the ladder, and then another guard kind of jumps up and immediately sees you and draws his bow. Halt! Do not move. And he's got full draw on you.
Okay. Let me think about this. Oh crap! What do I want to do?
Tell him you're selling Girl Scout cookies.
Hold on, let me think. So this is a different guy than the other one?
This is a different guy.
Wasn't the other guy was an archer too, though, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Just a different looking guy.
You sensed to think that the military fort that is in front of you may have more than one archer.
Well, yeah, but is he a different unit type because he has a different icon? That's all I was asking.
Yeah, no, it's a different unit type. He's a different. He has less armor, but he still has his bow.
Okay, I'll just call up to him. I was trying to get attention of the man who just walked away.
Then you go around front with, like he said. We don't enter over the walls, sir. And he kind of drops his bow.
Okay, I start making my way back. Like, I guess I was like here. I'll make my way back to here, and I start moving across this way.
Okay. So Kuhn Thor, what are you doing after that?
Ah, Jesus. I'm gonna give it a little bit. See if I can't wait for them to go inside before I try to go up, or at least get further up.
Okay. Yeah, you can move around the western side of the thing. As you move up, you can kind of see a little bit over the wall. You can see another tower towards the rear. You can see the guard kind of peeking about. He's not paying close attention. So, but alrighty, so you guys get to the front gate, and 3 individuals step out. Here, I'm gonna back you guys up a little bit, just so we have enough room over here. Okay, so 3 individuals step out. Gentleman there, that one there, and the guard on the southernmost side is the guard that you recognize from the tower. So they walk out, and the guy in the center, he has some pretty heavy armor on. And he kind of walks forward, and he's got Cutlass himself, and he looks at you and he goes, "I am Commander Breakbone. What is your purpose here?"
I am here to alert you of an attack that is about to happen on your camp. There is a pirate sailing down this river as we speak, and he has a crew of about 40 people, and he attempts to lay siege to this camp. We were on his ship, enjoying a nice peaceful ride down the river, when he informed us of this attack. We convinced him that we were going to be the scouting party in an attempt to see whether you were actual innocent people or a bunch of bandits. In which case I now see who you are. I know you're a bunch of innocent people. So I am now here to give you an advanced warning and, if possible, assist you in defending this position.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check. Okay, 1 second. Let me see his character sheet. Okay. What type of save would he make? Okay. So, you're meaning to tell me that a gaggle of men come out of the jungle in the Midlands of Trolt to warn me of incoming attack?
That is correct.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. What was your name?
Icarus.
I'm sorry, Mr. Icarus, if that's a little far-fetched. Aside from the Choltian traders, who I haven't seen in a number of weeks, I've never seen anyone of good spirit come down this way. He kind of seems more or less stern-faced. He's kind of sketched out right now.
I understand your hesitation in trusting us. If I was in your position, I would be doing the same. But I am here to tell you that I will assist you in defending this place. And it will only be a matter of time before my accusations are proven correct. I hope your men are ready.
Well, how am I to trust you? What proof do you bring?
Not much. Aside from this gentleman that my Zorbo is restraining is a member of that crew, and he's probably not very pleased that we are betraying them.
At this point, you look over, and the goblin, he's like, trapped in by this Zorbo, and the look on his face is really pissed off, but he has not said a word.
Alright, at this point, I'll start walking up.
Okay.
And as I'm walking up, I say, he speaks the truth. This encampment will be besieged in very short amount of time. If you aren't ready, your camp will be destroyed. You don't have to accept our help, but regardless, you will be laid siege.
Be warned, they do have cannons on that ship.
Your gates will be knocked down. They have a good sized crew as well. They plan on taking you all prisoner.
Okay. How am I not to expect that? Yes, this is happening, but you were just trying to infiltrate my fort here. So when they start bombarding us from the front, you attack from the center.
I understand your misgivings, but I can assure you we have other business. However, we stumbled across this. We were asked to help them. We decided to do quite the opposite. Now, you don't have to believe us. You don't have to trust us in helping you. Although I truly think you should. I think you need our help. Regardless, you will be attacked. I think it would be, whether it is a risk or not, I don't think you'll survive without us.
How long till they attack?
How far out are they? What is it, like 30 minutes, an hour?
It's so he gave you about a 3-hour leeway, from when he set off to when he said he was going to attack. It's only been about an hour.
Okay. We've only got another couple of hours before he gets here.
Okay. Well,
I'll tell you what, if you don't trust us, you may take my staff, you may take our weapons, and we'll help you set up. We'll help you get ready for this attack, at the very least.
Do you have a horse?
in here, no, we don't have need for horses here. We don't usually leave the fort too much.
Could you send out scouts?
I guess I do have one that is okay. Wait here. His guard's not leaving, but he kind of retreats into the settlement. Oh God, I didn't.
Can I take this time to creep up on the back wall?
Yeah, go for it. So go ahead and make me a stealth check. Stealth 9.
Wow, that's a +8. I guess I'm going to go around front boys.
1 second.
Wouldn't that be a critical fail then?
Yeah.
It is, yeah. But
Yeah, that's literally a 1.
Give me
Yeah.
Give me a second here.
I fucking hate this goddamn speak to talk.
Why, you keep forgetting about it?
I've been talking the entire fucking time.
Why we like it this way? Because you're not at the party, you can't talk.
Wasn't that joke made a long time ago about about that?
We should have named the group Nat 20 or something, so we get less
Yeah.
points.
Yeah, I think it's
So
a
yeah,
bad idea.
yeah, 100%.
Maybe.
As you're approaching, Lou, where are you at?
He's in the back.
Oh, I can't see him because I have stuff hidden. Alright, so I'll put you right there so I can see you. But as you're approaching, you get up to the thing, and then the guard draws his bow looking at you. Halt! What is your business here?
I come with the group. I'm further behind. I don't know where they went, so I was trying to get up here to see if they made it in yet.
Go around to the south and go to the front of my camp. Don't enter from the rear.
Understood. I'll leave you be.
Draws his bow and As you walk away, you see him like do a couple of hand signals off towards the southern side. Then whenever you round the corner, you see the guard that is on the top of the one that caught Dan is just glaring at you, watching you. And then as you come around to the front, you guys notice this, but the southernmost guard immediately starts looking south. And then Lewis, you see that he is watching you as you come across too.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Not great. They don't seem to think they need our help.
They seem pretty perceptive. I don't know that they do.
Well, regardless, these wooden walls won't withstand cannon fire.
The captain comes back out. Oh, I gotta sneeze 1 second. Excuse me. So, he comes back out. Alright. I have sent one of my scouts out to this. You said this boat was to the south?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Wouldn't it be the north? We came from the north.
We came from the south. Or at least
We
our
would've come
players.
from the north. We came downriver, didn't we?
That's true. I don't know why we started on the south of the...
We might have circled around the camp to go to the south.
I mean, I guess.
Oh yeah, I might have started you guys off on the wrong side. Oh well.
Oh, well, yeah, it's the boat's coming from the north. Let's just say that.
Okay. Alright. Well, I'll send my scout to the north. About how far?
Didn't he say he was dropping us off a mile away?
That would be... Well, that's where they... No, it would be further than that. Further than a mile, for sure, they'd be seen.
I don't know if you'd be seen a mile. Depends how the river runs.
I mean, I suppose.
Did he?
All the trees are.
Well, he lowered anchor and is waiting on the shoreline, isn't he?
Yeah, whenever you guys left, they basically docked on the shoreline and looked like they were setting up to stay for an hour or two.
Okay.
Wait.
I'd inform the captain or scout, if the scout's there, estimately how far away it was that we walked.
Okay. So he goes, alright. Well, I will send my scout out to check. But I don't want you guys going anywhere. And at this point, several more guards walk out, and they are all carrying several sets of shackles. I say, we need to shackle you up, we'll put you inside. If my scout comes back and what you're saying is true, we'll let you free.
I don't know if I'm willing to be shackled.
I don't have a choice here.
I could easily get away.
That doesn't help the trust.
I will accept your terms.
Agreed.
Okay. What about your red friend?
Red.
Not the Zorbo.
No, Dan.
K-Tog?
A laurel. The laurel is red.
Oh.
I'm a native hellspawn.
You might as well. It's not like you can't cast spells while you're shackled.
That's true. Alright. I'll allow hand shackles, but do not shackle my feet.
Your hooves.
They're not hooves.
Hooves.
They are feet.
I put my hand on K-Tog's shoulder and say, trust me, new friend.
Sounds good.
K-Tog's immediately regretting everything. It's like, what have I done?
So the Zorbo kind of releases the goblin, and the goblin is immediately shackled and drug away. The other guards kind of walk up. They don't seem to fear the Zorbo too much. They seem to have good handlings with them. One guard comes down from the top and proceeds to assist in the shackling, and then the commander goes back inside. So, all of you guys don't have your weaponry, and you are restrained until further notice. And you can move around. If we enter combat until the shackles are removed, you are all at half speed. But let me go ahead and reveal the rest of the campsite.
I said I wasn't shackling my feet.
You have no choice.
Only my hands.
Sammy Davis there is going to shackle you.
Alrighty, you guys can move about the campsite for now.
Oh, they have hardly any forces. They're so doomed.
And I'm still concentrating on the Doberman cloud in the sky.
Okay, yep, that's no problem.
Are there anything of value here? Why would they want to raid you?
Oh, you're talking to...
Slaves, remember? Slaves.
Are you talking to the captain, I guess?
Yeah, but I mean, even for slaves, that seems like a waste of time.
Now you kind of see why I don't buy your story. There's nothing of major value here.
I guess we shall see.
Where are they going to throw him? They'll throw him in with the goats.
Feed him to the goats.
Well, the Zorbo
They
kind
start
of
like eating his clothes off.
Yeah, the Zorbo kind of finds himself a corner, and he's just chilling there. Okay.
Wait, they have Zorbo-sized handcuffs?
No, he's not restrained. They seem, like I said, as they seem to enter, they were able to do some simple commands, and the Zorbo very easily listened. Like I said, it seems like they have much experience with the Zorbo. Token layer. Okay, so as you guys are waiting about, you hear the gate open. Oh, let's move them over here first. And what seems to be a large party of soldiers comes back. There we go. They kind of just scatter about. They lace different pelts across the ground, and then two of them kind of don't run towards the back, but make their way towards the back, and they're carrying several different forms of meats. So they don't have too many soldiers, but they have a little bit more than what you thought. So okay. Decent amount of time goes by, and where did that guy go? Oh, he got moved right
Which
back
guy?
for some reason.
Oh.
He was supposed to be in the fog of war. And then a little bit later, let me move token. Okay.
If they're over sitting by the fire, I'm just gonna go over here and kind of wash up a little bit in this with this bucket of water.
Okay, you can do that, no problem.
While you're doing this setup, I'm gonna be back in 2 seconds.
Okay. Alright. So the scout returns from the north. It's been a little bit of time. Immediately goes inside what seems to be the command tent. You can hear some some light talking, and sounds like one of them might be slightly stressed. You hear a command spoken in a language you do not understand.
What language is it?
It's a language you do
And
not
nobody
understand.
understands?
It is a language
How do we
that,
know if we don't understand it if we don't know what it is?
because I know it's a language that nobody here speaks.
Are you sure? Didn't
Like
we all
nobody
gain a lot
there
of
at that
languages
time
with the
speaks?
new background changes?
I am 100% confident nobody speaks this language.
Okay.
Alright, and after the command is given, all of the several of the soldiers go ahead and start to spread out. They walk up to Icarus, Kunmethor. One walks up to a Laurel, and they begin to remove your shackles. And then the commander walks out of his tent. He goes, "Well, I guess I believe you guys. My scout made it, and he saw the ship. That's a lot of goblins. A lot of goblins and a lot of orcs.
And you can never trust a goblin.
No, not
I'm glad you didn't say never trust an orc because cause there's one standing next to you.
Oh, he's a half-orc.
Well, still.
Half-orcs are outcast from the orc
This
community.
group's slightly
They're
racist.
outcast from human and or community.
Alrighty. Well,
I walk over and give my Zorbo another berry.
he takes it and kind of holds it for a second, and just kind of his eyes are really lit up, and he's just it's like his god right now. And he starts digging into the large berry.
I'm back.
Alright, welcome back. Okay, so let's see, it is about 10 to 9. Do we want to stop here or continue?
I would like to stop here.
Stop it is then.
That sounds fine.
Yep. Okay.
Because I imagine we're going to get into a very long encounter, and that'd be good for the start of the next session.
Probably. Yeah. Alrighty, so thank you
That
all.
or do you want to go to Draken for the fight?
We can cut off to Draken. Yeah. Do Draken and Tim. Tim just left.
Well, because I thought we were done. I mean, I'm assuming there's not going to be a map for Draken and myself, so it wouldn't really matter anyway.
Yeah, not really. So we don't need Tim.
Yeah, because the only thing I wouldn't see is just his rolls, so.
Okay.
Yeah, or we might want to wait just because you can get a map for next time.
Yeah, so it don't matter to me. I'm ready if we continue. I'm ready if we stop.
Sounds like stop is the vote.
Sounds like it. Okay, well, anyways, thank you all for tuning in. Beans, thank you for the follow. Who else followed? Turvis Money, thank you for the follow. And also, James the Catcher 21, thank you for the follow. We're almost at that. Exactly, there we go. We are almost we're about halfway to the 50 follower goal. Going to be psyched whenever we do get there. Make sure you guys go follow us on, or subscribe to us on YouTube. Do we have a Twitch page? Or not a Twitch page, a Twitter page?
I don't believe so, no.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
We do.
We have a Twitter
Yeah,
page that I don't think we use.
Alright, we need to dedicate people to run what's...
Yeah, if people want to kind of keep up with, what's happening, the best thing to do would be to join the Discord. Otherwise,
that's kind of where the main flow of news comes from. Because I think Tyler only posts on Facebook when we actually start streaming.
Well, we just created the
Yeah,
Facebook
so-
page yesterday, so the Facebook page
we're
is
pretty
extremely
much
new.
always on around
You need to post more than
Mondays
Tyler,
at
come
6.
on.
So
Yeah, Mondays at 6. Tune in, and have fun with everybody. Be there, watch the magic happen. Wonder if Tim's wearing pants.
The failures everywhere.
Oh yeah, we got so many freaking fails this time.
Yep.
Wonder if Carrie's beating his puppy.
I got one roll over 10, and it was to history.
It was a bad night for rolls. It really was.
I mean, I was kind of up and down all night. I didn't really have any bad rolls, any good rolls. I think I had like one good roll.
I had some decent ones earlier, but
yeah, that
they
one
weren't, they weren't really all that good. It's just I was rolling for the stats I have high modifiers for, so.
I had good rolls when they weren't important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, none was as bad as my stealth checks. So.
Yeah, that was. I don't think we got any other ones that were actually a crit fail, but.
No, I mean, I had a +8. I thought I was safe.
Yeah.
Tim likes to plug Rufinol for all your sleeping needs. Get Rufinol.
Okay. Anyway, that'll be it for the night.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you guys. Leave a follow. Make sure you turn on notifications every Monday, 6 o'clock. And we're going to, as soon as we can get on a decent schedule, we're going to start doing different streams throughout the week. And I'm thinking maybe eventually doing some type of like follower Friday, where on Friday we do something with specific followers. It may just be me. It may be me and several other members of the group.
Depending on who can make it.
Yeah, depending on who can make it. And it's usually going to be later in the evening because most of us have to close. And most of us get off around 8, 9 o'clock Central Time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I forget we all actually do technically get off around the same time, just,
Roughly.
Roughly, Tim's just the wild card during the week.
And we'll probably be streaming more games here and there just so we can get our streaming count up like we're supposed to.
Correct.
And that could also be like a thing too with the Follower Fridays is like, oh, we all get together, we play this game, or you get on this system and play this game, something like that.
Or we could, put a poll up and have them vote on what game they want to see us play.
There you go.
Vote what we do on the Friday nights.
So we'll probably the easiest way to do that would probably be somehow in the Discord. Put a chat up for that.
Yeah.
So.
After this week, I'll definitely be a lot more active. So we should probably be able to get at least a few more streams on some other stuff going.
Depending on how stuff goes tomorrow for Tim, I should be more active on Xbox than I'll do because I'll have my own place again. So.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So
All right, that's it.
That's it.
Lovely. Thank you guys.
Thanks for tuning in.
Have a good evening, guys.
See you guys.